and welcome to the show. Glad you're all here. We have a nice show today, and our guest is going to be DarkWolf's Den tonight. So I'm really excited about that. And so say hi, everyone.
Welcome, DarkWolf's Den.
Welcome, DarkWolf.
Hello, ladies, and hello, audience. It's wonderful to be here. Thank you, Crystal, Curious, for so much.
Yep.
We appreciate it.
No problem. Okay. Now let's see. There's nobody in the chat.
I posted in the group.
Minutes.
Hey,
Yes,
I did do a post.
Good, thank you.
We'll wait
And
for
I
them to get
tagged
the
you guys.
notification.
We got
Okay,
a couple
here
people
they
coming
come.
in here.
Hello,
DarkWolf,
everyone.
I think I even tagged you too in the group. I think I tagged you and Curiouser and Sandy. I tagged all three of you guys to let you know I did post it. And I did it on my lunch hour. I think it was my lunch hour. Yeah.
Do you know what I used to do on Brian's show when I post in the group?
What?
I would tag 100 people.
Oh, I didn't have
randomly,
time
100
to do
people
that on
in
my
the group.
break.
I know.
I
That's what I
shot
would
out
do, because a lot of people don't.
I shot out a tweet on the Twitter earlier to let people know I'd be on here. So you might have a couple come over from there too.
All right.
Oh, yeah,
good.
Twitter. Good idea,
Good.
Sandy. Can you Twitter?
Yeah, I can. I can tweet. Yes.
Tweet on the Twitter.
Okay, you go tweet. You go tweet.
All right.
I don't tweet. I don't tweet very. She tweets a lot more than I do. Once in a while, I'll go look to see what people are saying.
Right now, there's more people. Okay.
Oh, they're showing up! Yay!
Wonderful.
Yay.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for being here. We really appreciate it.
Welcome. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Yes, welcome. I'll be in the chat very shortly. I am tweeting. Give me a moment.
Tweet on the Twitter.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to ask DarkWolf's Den some questions, some interview questions. Now let's get started with those. And then Sandy is probably going to upload while we do this, right?
Oh no, I'm already done.
Oh, okay, great.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just tweeting out the link to the show.
Oh, good.
That's all.
All right, wonderful. All right, first question then. When did you first become aware of the Mandela Effect?
So I was an earlier person. I found it in 2015. It was a very, very early thing back then. It was brand new. There's probably 4 effects when I first found the Mandela Effect.
Mm-hmm.
And it was by accident totally. I was watching a channel called Beyond Science with Mikey Chen. And at the end of one of his videos, he mentioned that a lot of people remember the Berenstain Bears being spelled with an E. So wait a minute. I'd bet my next breath on the spelling of that. I know that one. You're wrong. I'm sorry, you're wrong. Here, let me go to Google Images real quick. I'll grab the image. I'll prove you absolutely wrong. Turns out I'm still looking for that evidence. And he mentioned that it was something called the Mandela Effect. And like you said, it was like 4 back then. So I was a very, very early oncomer to the phenomenon.
Great. Yeah. Yeah, I remember when there was not a lot of info about it. You know, I was watching I used to be into like sky watcher videos, watching the sky and stuff. And I remember somebody who was doing those videos, who isn't anymore, but had mentioned the Mandela Effect and said that, yeah, he had remembered the Berenstain Bears. And so I looked it up eventually. At first I didn't care, and then I did, and it was like, whoa, you know. And then I started to notice things around me changing. So, yeah, and changing rapidly, too. And, yeah, it's crazy. It's like, yeah, this is real. Okay, then the next question is, what was the first ME that made you realize that this was more than just a trending YouTube topic? Very first ME.
Well, I gotta say, you know, it was not really a trending YouTube topic at the time. So
yeah, really.
The first one I found, like I said, was the Berenstain Bears, and the reason this one triggered me so badly, the reason that just from the moment of the word go, I was convinced this was real, is when I was a child, I lived in Germany, and I lived in Germany for about 3 years. German ended up being my first language. We didn't speak when we come back to the States. We spoke English in-house, so English became my predominant language after that.
Mhm.
Well, we had German beer steins in the house, and my mother was cleaning them one day, and she had one in her hand. And I looked at the stein in her hand, and I looked at the book that said Stein or
Mhm.
Steen.
Mm.
Or, and I asked my mother, are Americans saying this word right? Should it be Steen or Stein? I would like to think she'd have said neither, son. There's an A there. However, her answer was, it depends on what country you're in, which is fair enough. And that actually taught me a lot about the rules of language in different countries, just in that little aspect right there.
Mhm.
I learned that in different countries it's pronounced different ways. Just small
Yeah.
little differences from that one moment that I've learned. It was a meme in my life. So to hear that, something that I know that was a meme that would have been my next breath on is absolutely different in what reality says. No, absolutely not. I'm convinced what's going on. What I was a kid at Christmas, like from the moment I found it, the moment I'd seen what was, apparently taking place. From the word go, I was ready to go. I never had that fear or anything like that. It was just the Berenstain Bears. That was my, yeah.
Mhm. Right, definitely. All right then. And what are your top 3 Anchor Emmys?
So again, I have to. I know you guys are getting tired of those darn bee bears, and it's such an old one, and I know it really aggravates those in the community who've been with it so long. Somebody go back to those original, but I mean, let's be honest. The Berenstain Bears, that was my number one, hands down, without a question. I know. The next one was Jiffy Peanut Butter. I know it was Jiffy. I know it was Jiffy.
Yeah. I know, you're sure of it, right? I know.
Like
Jeez.
I can still see it with the color background and everything. You know what I mean? And my third one, my of the top ones that just really nail it for me. When I question it, these are the 3 that I go back to: the lion and the lamb, and or the wolf and the lamb. And that has changed in a multitude of ways, just that small wording right there. But let's be honest, I'm a wolf. I've been obsessed with wolves all my life. If that said wolf, if anybody known it, it'd been me.
Wow. Okay, and when did you create your channel?
I believe it was 2017, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I believe it was 2017ish that I decided to just go ahead and do it.
Okay. And what led you to decide to create a Mandela Effect YouTube channel, and what was your first Mandela Effect you covered?
So the first Mandela Effect I ended up covering, it took a while after I started my channel, because I didn't start just covering Mandela Effects. My whole thing was there was enough channels at the time already doing that. I wanted to do something different. And from day one, like I said, I'd been hooked, but I had one question from the word go. I had just had one single question. And to this day, I'm still asking the same question, hopefully getting closer and closer to the answer. And that question, of course, is why? Why? Why is it happening? What's going on? Why is it being, what's triggering it? Why is this phenomenon occurring at all? Why is this paranormal phenomenon new and happening now? Why? So when I started my channel, I started the Mandela Effect Theory series, because nobody else was talking about theories. That's the conversation that I wanted to get kicked off in the community. And slowly but surely, it's led down that road. More and more people asking why. But, my first Mandela Effect that I actually covered was one from Back to the Future. I want to say it was part 3, where they go to the West. And there's a specific scene in that where Marty McFly has the gun. He's He's at this shooting gallery, and the guy calls him chicken, and to show off, he grabs the gun. Now, this is how I remember it. He grabs the gun, takes his hand, and does the old West style with the hammer instead of just, pulling the trigger. He just wham, 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 wham with the hammer.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how the scene now goes. He does it completely differently.
Oh, wow.
And at the end of the scene, the reason I liked that scene so very much and it stuck in my memory, it was at the end of the scene, the guy looks at him and says, "Where'd you learn to shoot like that?" And he looks at him and says, 7-Eleven. Like the comedy of the scene, just the whole thing was always one of my favorite parts of the movie. So when I seen it, I was waiting for that scene to come up, and he shot differently. And it's such a subtle thing. It's such a small thing. And I think I did a horrible job trying to explain what I was saying at the time.
Mm.
But to me, it was just completely different. It just did not fit what I remembered that scene being. So that was the first one I actually covered on my channel. But I try to steer away from covering MEs again. I try to cover theories, things like that. And of course, with the conference now and being involved in that, I've got more promotional things, along that lines for my channel.
Yeah, in 2016, when I first started, it was just the Mandela Effect was just the only topic. And God, it was such a topic. I was getting like tens and thousands of views. And my videos were horrible back then. I didn't know what I was doing. They were so bad. I couldn't believe it. But everyone was just so interested, that it was like I was getting all these views. And I thought, oh, my God. And it's funny because the more I improved, the less views I was getting. And then I realized, well, I guess there's just so much out there that people don't have the time to, just, they go
information.
So.
Absolutely.
But anyway, okay. And in your opinion, what do you believe is causing the Mandela Effect to happen?
See, that's where I can't give a straight answer because I'm, again, the theory guy himself. So I have to stay unbiased on that question. I can't say I think it's absolutely this or that. As a researcher and a theory researcher at that, I can't go with one theory unless I have evidence. Now, I will tell you that my personal belief is that it's one reality timeline being manipulated somehow. However, the evidence does not support that. The evidence does support the multiple timeline theory sets. Because there's a multitude of theories when you get into the multiple timelines theory. It breaks down a couple of different ways, as you know, I'm sure.
Right.
But I can tell you that much. The evidence does support something like multi-dimensional, multi-timeline at this time. It does not support the single timeline, but I do personally believe that it's more of a single timeline thing, even though, again, the evidence does not support it, and I will admit that.
No, it still could be. It's such an illogical thing that's going on. It could be anything. So, who knows about evidence and all that. I don't know. Okay. And in your opinion, what do you believe? Oh, wait, sorry. The next question. Let's see what causing that. Okay. Do you believe that there is a common thread or attribute among those affected?
I believe there's a few common threads or attributes. Cynthia Sue Larson at the conference pointed out that with the Briggs-Meyer test, the INFJ series of people seem to score the highest within the Mandela Effect community. Somewhere near 30 or 40%, if I'm not mistaken. It may be just slightly lower, but I can't remember the exact numbers right off the top of my head. But it was an extreme amount for the surveyed amount of people. You know what I mean? It was an inordinate amount of people. What makes this really strange is this amount of people only makes up a very, very small, if 1% of the population, of the total population. So that is one thing that we've been able to, by verified research, nail down. Bless you. No worries.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Is that the INFJs seem to be the most affected. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a must-have precursor. It just seems to be more extreme in the numbers than anything else. There's also the empathy aspect. Every single person in the community that I found is very, very empathetic, very, emotionally absorbent of the outside energies around them.
Mhm.
They're very sensitive to other people's emotions and energies and beings, things like that.
I noticed from what from what I've read that the more intelligent people are feel those kind of feelings, that empathy and all that. That's what I learned.
I have to agree with that 100%, because something else I've found in this community is every single person has done their research. They are studied. Or now we've got a lot of newer people coming in. I'm going to say every single person. But the majority of people that I have run into have studied the stuff I have, understand the paranormal aspects, understand ghosts, understand UFOs, come from that esoteric side of things, come from the just being well read into things that most people wouldn't generally look into, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Right. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one. Okay. Do you see the Mandela Effect as a negative or a positive phenomenon? And do you think it is beneficial to the affected in any way?
That is a really, really, really good question. And, I can't say, because I can look at some aspects of it, like within the Bible, and say, oh my God, yes, it's Satan himself. It's bad. It's evil. It's bad. Then again, I've seen a lot of good coming out of it too. So I would say neutral, probably depending on relative to how the person perceives it. If you perceive you want to have a bad experience or look for the negative, you're probably going to find it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to look for the positive again and want to perceive the positive, you're probably going to find that.
Not everything it goes into the bad and good category, I guess. Yeah.
I would absolutely agree. It depends on what angle you're looking at it from. Because again, if you want to come at it from the only biblical religious standpoint, I could easily see a good case being made for it to be something negative and bad.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if you want to come at it from a different standpoint, like manifestation and learning possibly a new physics and a new science and a new thing about consciousness itself, it could be a very positive aspect. So, yeah, I think in the end it will be beneficial to those in the community in some way if you look at it as a beneficial thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes, of course. Yeah, I could see that. And I don't think it's anything we should be afraid of or anything. Yeah. Okay. Has the Mandela Effect affected your personal life and relationships in any way? For example, angering friends and family? And do you know anyone IRL who is also affected that you can talk with about the ME? Yeah. Not many of us have.
So I hope you have a couple minutes to sit back and listen, because I have a story for you.
All right, go ahead.
So again, I found the effect in 2015. I started doing theories back then. I got into a couple of Discord chats with some really wonderful people that I'm still great friends with. Mm-hmm. And even back then, I did have the luck of always having someone around me, even from day one. I had a roommate who had also seen some stuff about it and was kind of looking into it too. So pretty much from day one, I've always had that some person there that I could talk to about it with, IRL. Whether it be a coworker that's come up to me out of the blue, hey, you ever heard of this Mandela Effect? Mm-hmm. Maybe. What do you know about it?
Yeah, really.
So I've always had that person in real life to talk to. I will, for whatever God granted reason that's happened, I've been very, very lucky. And trust me, I know how lucky I've been. I've read the comments. I've read the stories. I've seen the forums. I get it. I know we've all lost something. And I have lost some along the way. Don't get me wrong. So my whole world in life was upended and changed to what I've been trying to accomplish for over 29 years. This Discord group, I've been talking about theories, and one specific theory that I was working on at the time happened to be another person working on the same theory. And they finally finagled to where we ended up meeting each other and discussing these theory ideas together and became really good friends. Well, this person happened to live in a place that I've been trying to get to for 29 years. I never told this person this. Suddenly, I come online one day and I find a message waiting for me. Hey, you ever want to come out here? I can get you a job, help you get a place. I can help you get all set up. All you do is show up.
Mhm.
I've been trying to get to this place for 29 years. Thanks to the Mandela Effect, me meeting this person, I'm able to move across the country. I did it for less than $300. I jumped across the country, my entire world, my entire life, moved all the way across the USA for that low a price. Somehow, just by chance, like I still can't explain how I got that price. It was so good. It just everything rolled into place so perfectly. Since then, I've been in a situation where I've been able to develop events and pull together teams, researching the Mandela Effect and doing conference teams, and it has taken my life and totally made it something different. It has moved me across the entire country. It has given me opportunities to do things for the community that I thought I'd never have the opportunity to do. It's really used me in a very, very wonderful way. It is completely affected every aspect of my life. And I do still have a couple people in real life that I can talk to about it. One guy that I meet with once a week that I theorize with about it. So yes, I would say that it's heavily, heavily, heavily affected my life. And I've used that to give back to the community 110%.
Oh, that's great. Sounds really good. I'm glad you have a good story with that for sure. All right, then. And have you ever observed any changes in real time, whether an image changing in front of you, something in real life, geographical changes, etc.?
I can't say I've experienced anything in real time per se. I have made a video and went back a couple days later, and my evidence in the video has changed, which I think we've all experienced that at some point. But aside from that, no, that's probably the closest I've come to seeing anything like IRL or in real time at all change.
Okay. And have you experienced any changes in yourself, such as changes in your appearance, health, personality, etc., since becoming affected?
Yes and no. The ear ringing. Oh my God. I never really had, if I hadn't noticed it, I probably had it much longer than I'd realized, but since the ME, it's become almost a monitor of shifting and activity going on, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I've had some ear ringing lately. I usually don't actually experience ear ringing. But lately, I've had it I have had it, but I've had it like more intense than before, like something's really going on, than I've ever had it. So I don't know what that is. Okay.
Do you hear a high pitch or a low pitch, if I may ask you a question?
Usually high pitch.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, it just got it's real intense to like
Me for.
shake you, even if you mean by what I mean by shake you or something. It's nothing like I've had, very mild in my past, and that was it. But anyway, it's something I'd like to look up more. But okay, have you? Let's see. Okay, I guess you just answered this one. Have you experienced ear ringing in your ears? Have you experienced sleep disorder, change in your sleep patterns, or any changes in behavior since becoming affected?
So I keep the most odd sleep patterns anyway. I've always been a night shift person, and my day generally already begins at 2:30 and ends at like 8 p.m. and ends at like 8:30, 9 o'clock a.m. So I already keep an odd sleep pattern, and then when I get days off, I do keep more odd, sleep patterns sometimes than usual just to get caught up sometimes. So I can't really honestly say I've lined that up with any shift effects or anything like that. No. Now the ear ringing, yes. It gets intense sometimes. It gets little less sometimes, but I always have that loud ring. Always, 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 always.
Mhm.
Now, what gets me is when one or two or the other, never at the same time, my ears will just kind of go deaf for a moment, just completely deaf, and then ring back in with that super high pitched ring. And that's something that it doesn't happen very often, but I always find that quite odd when it happens.
Yeah. Okay. And in your excuse me, in your opinion, do you think the Emmys are slowing down, speeding up, or vary throughout the year?
That is a very wonderful question. So throughout the year, I don't necessarily know. I've kind of looked into that, but I've not been able to nail down any specific data to suggest that directly. However, one thing that I found a long time in this research, and Moneybags has been talking about this a lot lately also. He's noticed this, and I'm sure a lot of you have, especially you researchers who have watched the trends of the effects as they've come in, is we watch them come in waves. We have seen this multiple times. We'll have a whole bunch of Mandela effects suddenly appear, and then it'll get quiet. We'll have a trough, and we'll have a low spot. Then we'll raise back up to the top of the wave. We'll have a whole bunch of Mandela effects appear, and then we'll calm down and slow down. We hit a low spot. And we've been following this cycle, in my opinion, for a long time. I can't exactly nail it down to how many days between cycles and troughs. We're not down to that specific a science yet, though we are working on it. I've got teams of people, honestly, that are literally working on these questions as we speak.
Mm-hmm. Oh, great. Sounds good. It's interesting. Yeah. And do you think the changes to weather, cloud patterns, natural disasters, etc., are related to the Mandela effect?
I have to say no.
No.
I think that's more related to the sun and spatial things going on. I'm not talking Nibiru, though I don't discount it. I don't think it's sitting outside our doorway either. If it does exist, I think that'd be way on the outside edge of our solar system. But that's another story, topic altogether. Anyway, but I think it's more natural changes. Our sun being in the solar minimum, just different spatial effects, things like that. All the planets in our solar system are heating up. They're all changing. Don't let anybody tell you that it's man-made climate change and Earth is the only one experiencing this. And oh my God, no. Everything in our solar system right now is being affected. So yeah, I would say that wouldn't be necessarily the Mandela effect. I think that's more natural occurring cycles of nature itself.
I could see that. Yeah, there's definitely something going on with that. Okay, and do you see anything happening in the future, either related to or because of the Mandela effect?
Yes, absolutely. I've thought about this a whole lot. I think we're going to come upon a new physics, a new science. I think if we really find, and I really truly believe that in the future this is going to happen. I can't say a whole lot of why I believe this right now, but I do believe that there will be scientists who will be funded by private organizations, not government organizations, who will be willing to look into these questions of consciousness, questions of the fundamentals of reality itself that may have been overlooked before, questions that a lot of scientists are scared to touch because they can't get the funding. I feel in the future that there will be funding available for these scientists to actually do these experiments and possibly make breakthroughs in science and marry the paranormal and maybe more aspects than the Mandela effect with more of the scientific evidentiary, married everything together to be explained more evenly. Maybe even find the link between quantum and classical physics that's been missing for so long. I think down the road this can lead to a whole lot of scientific exploration and learning if we finally get the scientists to take it right. And again, I can't tell you why, but I can tell you I do believe that will happen.
Yeah, sounds good. And yeah, and do you think the laws of physics are changing?
I don't know. I don't honestly know. I've heard people claim that the pi ratio has changed. I didn't know it well enough to back that and verify that, so I can't say yay or nay on that. yes and no, because if you look at the multi-dimension theory and the multiverse jumping theory, you're talking about the entire solar system and our section of the universe jumping 40,000 light years overnight to a whole new part of the arm of the Milky Way, which is unheard of to begin with. And you could explain that with the dimensional jump, but still, you're talking about everything that's around us looks identical. It may be in different patterns as far as moon and sun goes. That might be a little wobbly and a little off. But Orion's still there. The Big Dipper's still there. Capricorn and Cancer and Aries are still there. All the star systems came with us wherever we went somehow. So that part I can explain. So, and again, if you get into different theories like time travel or I don't know. When you get into talking about the laws of physics, I can't find anything where fundamentally they've changed. But I do think the fundamental experiments going on could be responsible for some of the changes, but that's just a theory.
All right, sounds good. Wow, interesting stuff. Okay, is there anything you'd like to add or tell us that we didn't ask you?
May I have screen share for a moment?
Sure. Okay, let's see how we do this. Getting there. Sorry. I know I don't do this screen share, but no, wait. Okay, I know how to do this. Oh, okay. And then
Hey, you just kicked DarkWolf out.
oh no, I did that wrong. Did I? No, he's not.
DarkWolf is gone.
Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. Derry, I'm
No
sorry
worries, no
about
worries.
that. Oh my God.
No
Okay,
worries.
there we go.
Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Got it. Sorry.
Thank you so much. We're up.
Finally.
Looking good. Looking good. So here's one issue that I have with the Mandela effect. You were talking about going forward, what I see could be happening. One thing that bothers me is when we first started looking into the lion and lamb versus wolf and lamb Mandela effect, we had only just a very few view pictures, like the two at the top here pretty much, was the only two you could find of the lion and the lamb, or the wolf and the lamb. And they were all lions, the rest of them. Over time, we've seen more and more wolf and lamb pictures come in. I don't think these have shifted into reality. That's not the argument I'm making. The argument I'm making is we have more and more artists who are seeing it the way it is now and creating art based on how they're seeing it now. And that is changing the interpretation of the art itself. And pretty soon we're going to see this grow more and more as more artists depict what they're seeing before them in reality.
Uh-huh.
And it's just interesting to me that we've seen this grow over time. And I can tell you that's what it is more likely than not. And that's what we're going to see is more and more of this. And we're seeing a gradual change over. Think about this in a couple of years. This is going to be 2 pages of wolves to even get to the lions.
Wow. Right.
It's just something that I see being a bad thing going forward is the fact that, to what degree can you change things before you've changed complete meanings, complete interpretations, there's so much that just small things here and there can change so many big things down the road. It's like building a house. The foundation is off even a quarter of an inch in the beginning. By the time we get to the other side of the house, it's going to be off 2 foot. It's kind of the same thing. It's going to grow and build, and we're going to see more and more of this wolf and these Mandela effect imageries take over. So I see that as a negative thing going forward. Of course, my Jiffy. Here's something else. When you see the way it used to be, it just feels right. There's just this feeling that you get. And I don't really know words to explain that, but when you see the way it used to be, it's like it's.
Oh yeah, I've seen that a lot of things. A lot of times, and I think it's important to hold on to these memories because after a while you might forget them, because you're so used to the new way. We're bombarded with a lot of information. It's hard to hold on to your memories. You'll just probably just go along with what's new, but I think it's important to, for some reason, just to remember, what we knew.
Absolutely. Hold on to our memories. One more thing I would like to add, and I will wrap this little part up that I'm rambling on about. I am part of the IMEC Mandela Effect conference team. We put on conferences across the country and the world. It is international. We're working on going worldwide more and more. We are just starting out, so bear with us. We haven't made it outside of the country yet. But we do have speakers that are from different parts of the world. So we had the West Coast Conference November of last year, and we have the East Coast Conference coming up June 5th to the 7th of 2020 in Hartford, Connecticut. So 98 days away, ladies and gentlemen. Please check out MandelaEffectConference.com. Make sure you bookmark it for more information. And I just need to throw in one more thing. We've hooked up with a new sponsor, Rippin' Common Sense Radio, home of the Art Bell Archives show. And he does the Mandela Monthly with Moneybag 73. He's a sponsor of ours, and we're sponsoring him. So make sure you guys go check him out. He's got amazing, amazing stuff over there. And he's also a personal friend of mine. Really, really great guy. So please check out Common Sense Radio, Mandela Monthly, and Moneybags over there. So that's all I got, guys.
Thank you, for sure. Yeah, it will. Right.
So we have some questions in the chat for him.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready when you are.
Okay, first question. And guys, if you have questions, put them in the chat, please. All caps. That way I can differentiate between regular comments. All right, so the first question comes from True TNT. He says, I have a question for DarkWolf. Ask him where he remembers Berlin in Germany. Where do you remember it being located? If you know where, because I gotta admit, I'm not very good with geography when it comes to cities. Like, I can say the countries and the states, but the cities, I'm not very good with their location.
Well, I'm going to be very, very honest with you. Geography wasn't my mainstay. I was in Germany from age 3 months old to 3 years old, so I wasn't exactly staring at maps and learning the places at that time. I honestly did not know, so I can't. I'm not even going to sit here and pretend. I do apologize. I've hard passed on that. I really have no answer.
That's okay, because True TNT asked the second question. And I'm scrolling to it right now. Give me 1 second. The next question is, ask DarkWolf what he thinks this new age of Aquarius we are entering means for us. I guess us being the Mandela Effect.
I like this question. I seen it roll by just a second ago. I really like that question, TNT. Thank you. It's really interesting because I would have kind of scoffed at that as being a majorly effective thing. Don't get me wrong, I believe in the horoscopes and whatnot, but I didn't think it was really going to have that much an effect on society in the world. Pardon me 1 second, we got a bit of a dry throat. My apologies, thank you. The Age of Aquarius, it's been interesting because I've seen, politically speaking, and we don't talk politics in this community a lot, and that I understand why. But from what I've seen on the political stage, it's been so strange. It's been like every time there's this lie thrown at the president that would have worked any other time in history, it's like it doesn't work. It's like it's bounced off. It's like truth has no choice but to come out regardless. And every scheme and scam that's trying to be pulled is just blatantly uncovered. So I would say we're seeing that more and more, both in society and reality. We're seeing people uprise across the world. We're seeing citizens take back truth and take back the freedoms that we once had before. It's really great to see. It's scary, but it's really great to see over time this coming. So I do think the Age of Aquarius is affecting us. Do I think it's the cause of the Mandela Effect? I'm open to interpretation. I'm not saying it isn't. So
Okay. Are there any other questions, guys? I do have another one to ask you. I'm just asking if anyone else has any other questions. And I don't know if you're going to be able to answer this one, but we're going to ask it. The question is from Patrick Glassell. What's happening with the center of Greenland right now? In your opinion, why do you think it's happening? To give you more context, Patrick Glassell says after much melting, it's filling up with water in the central chasm. I didn't even know that was happening. So I don't know if you can answer that.
I seen a video about Antarctica about this too. Chasms being created and ponds and things showing up. I do think we're heating up. We had the hottest January on record. I live on top of a mountain and in a ski zone, and I can tell you we have had the warmest summer I have ever seen on a mountain. It is insane. I don't know if it's a natural thing. Now, global warming in specific, again, I think it's more the sun, things like that. I think the Earth is going through a change of warming and things are happening like that. I think that this is being caused by natural patterns. The Earth gets hot, the Earth gets cold. The Earth gets hot, the Earth gets cold. We have ice ages, we have meltdowns. It's a natural process that I think happens over and over. From our point of view, it looks scary as can be. So I would say it is warmth and things like that are melting these ice caps right now.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on. I mean, it's like we haven't been here long enough to know about what could actually potentially happen. I mean, I bet it used to be really hot a long time ago on the Earth. You know, it was very hot.
In the 70s, they used to say that we were going to have, it was global cooling they were worried about, which is just crazy to me. They were like,
Right.
oh, global cooling, we're going to have another ice age, and now it's global warming. I don't understand.
It's a weighted taxes in the end. They have a carbon tax that they're doing the best to lay out every country. They've been doing this for about 5 or 6 years now. And they have to convince us that it's our fault that everything's happening so they can tax us for the carbon that we're using, because heaven forbid that if they could get away with it, they would tax us for the air we breathe.
Yep,
but that's a whole other story. We're not going to get political. I have a feeling here.
Yeah, let's just switch to the next question for you. The next question is from, Fat Earth from Flat Earth, the geocentric eccentric. True or false? Map of USA has the most amount of convincing residual proof. So true or false?
Map of USA has most amount of convincing residual proof.
True or false?
I don't know about the map of the USA. The map of the convincing residual proof for what though? I don't understand the question.
I don't know either. I have residual proof tonight in my folder for the old Earth map, but I didn't get an answer. I asked if that was for DarkWolf or not.
In relation, maybe in relation to South America and other countries around it, relatively, I would say true. It would be a great amount of residual proof that something is off. If that's the way I understand the question. But again, I don't quite understand the question. I have a feeling.
Okay, Suso just arrived. Suso has a question. I'm waiting for that question to pop up.
I have Dead GPK kind of half asked a question. Yeah.
Yeah, that was what I was going to ask you next. He wants you to discuss your confabulation video.
So this is one thing that I'm not saying that I'm responsible for killing that early on, but when I was doing the theory series, one thing that I was trying to do or was going to do was give the scientific response, the mainstream answer, if you will, which at the time was confabulation, and give them their say. I've give Christians their say. I've give everybody else their say. I might as well give the mainstream their say. It's only fair. So I went to do the research, and the more I dug in, the more I realized they were lying to us. They were only giving us half-truths. So for a while, they beat us over the head with confabulation. I mean, that was their number one argument. It wasn't even false memory at the time. Was you're confabulating. Mandela Effect, evil confabulation, mainstream, period. That was the answer. So when I did this video and I looked into confabulation, I found something out. A couple somethings, actually. Number one, confabulation is a false memory, if you will, that is mistakenly acted upon as if it were a real memory. That is true. However, the part that they leave out is these things only occur in Alzheimer's patients, people with Korsakoff's disease, which is from alcoholism, or with people with amnesia. Personally, I don't remember having amnesia, but go figure, you know. So after I brought that part out, and I was like, wait a minute. Yes, you're right, the first part, but none of us have amnesia. None of us have Alzheimer's. None of us have Korsakoff's disease. We aren't a bunch of drunks sitting around discussing this. And none of that, right, I'm not a drinker really at all. And none of that at all explains the fact that all these, quote, false memories are absolutely matching without these people ever meeting or knowing each other and being from even different parts of the world. So once I did this video and put that out there, all of a sudden confabulation was a very rarely heard term. Every now and then somebody might throw it in an article, but they no longer beat us over the head with it after I put that video out. I'm not saying I'm responsible for killing it in the mainstream, but it disappeared right after I did that. Just, you know.
There's a question, but I have to ask Curiouser if it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's political.
Oh.
It's about the election.
All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. DarkWolf. Darian L. Knight once says, how fast do you think Bernie Sanders is going to lose to Trump?
How fast can you blink?
There's your answer.
It won't take long. I can't believe I'm seeing such a race come into this country, a politically spoken a race even be had on this soil. It blows my mind that could even happen. But here we are. So I can't wait to watch this. It's going to be the best wrestling match in history. So.
Well, they're allowed to ask anything. So.
Yes,
All right.
Okay.
I don't mind. I can speak very tactfully. I have no problem with that.
Okay. Any other questions, guys? Making sure I'm not missing any. I'm scrolling back up.
I haven't seen any yet that it was missed. We might have. While we got a moment, I would like to shout out my team, my IMEC team. I've got to shout them out. They're just such amazing and wonderful people to work with. Everything they do is for this community. Everything we do as a team is forwarding this community in different events and things. So Cynthia Sue Larson, Chris Sinatra, Shane Robinson, Lauren Cannell Pavelka, Kimberly Lynn Hansen, shout out to you guys. I couldn't do anything for the community without you guys. It's amazing working with you, and I can't thank them enough for coming together and everything they've done to put on these conferences and really just, you know, like I said, everything they do, guys, they work for the community every day. Every day we're in contact. They're always trying to find new ways to do things for you guys. So it's so exciting to work with a group of people like that.
That's awesome. I found a question, though.
Okay.
And I just lost it again. Give me 1 second. I'm scrolling. Okay, Patrick Glassel's asking everyone in the chat, and I'm asking you, do you remember 364 or 365 days a year?
Ooh.
You know, the more I think about that one, the more I really flip-flop on the dual memory. I'm not 100%. Like, both arguments make sense. Both of them seem right. 24/7, 365 seems right, but when you get into the leap year, was it 64 with 65 or was... I can't even remember anymore. I'm not 100%. I'm not. I remember
And
24/7, 365, honestly.
I'm with 365 too. But there is a lot of compelling evidence, I have to admit, for people
Agreed.
saying 364.
And I don't remember 366 being a thing when the leap year was added in. So I don't remember that being a number involved in that whole situation. So again, I'm not 100%. There's a compelling argument to be made, like you said, very compelling argument to be made.
I am just saying hello to someone in the chat really quick. Okay, so it looks like we have a birthday person in the chat. Happy birthday, Damien G.
Happy birthday!
Okay.
I was going to write it, but it was just easier to say it. Oh, belated. It's a belated birthday for Damien G. It was on the 20th.
Happy
Did I
belated
forget to post
birthday!
it? I forgot to post it, didn't I? My bad.
It's okay. You've been busy this week.
Ugh.
All right. So
It's birthday party time! No!
I say it's birthday week.
You're so funny.
Okay. So,
Oh.
Suso, are you trolling us or is that serious? Suso
What did he say?
360. He said 364 and 3/4 is what I was taught in high school.
Well, we do know leap year is what, this year? I mean, a few days from now, guys. Am I right?
Yes. Saturday is the leap year day. Yes.
There is a differential within, I think, a quarter. That's why we have every 4 years that leap year, because there's a quarter.
That's what throws me off.
Yeah.
Wonder what people with birthdays do. I asked my boss that. He looked at me like I was stupid. I said, what about if your birthday is on leap year? Do you just not age every 4 years? And he gave me this look like, I'm like, okay, I'm stupid.
Well,
so do you celebrate your birthday on March 1st?
Generally, they choose March 1st or the 28th. They kind of choose between the two, generally speaking.
I always wondered how that worked out for people like that. It's a good question.
But they can have fun with people in a bar.
Well, another thing is, what about Denny's? Because, see, every year, on my birthday is November 12th, thank God, and I go to Denny's and I go on my birthday. So how do these poor people go to Denny's and they'll be like, no, your birthday's on the 29th. No, it don't exist this year. You know? So how do they get their free meal at Denny's?
Guys, we also want to wish a happy birthday tomorrow for Michael Fontaine's son Liam. His birthday, he'll be 15 years old.
Ooh, happy
birthday to Liam.
Yay.
Liam.
You do impressions?
Not on purpose.
Oh, okay. I thought I would want to hear some.
There's another question.
That's your real voice.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, this comes from Fat Girth from Flat Earth, the geocentric eccentric. Do you have any thoughts on the cursive capital letter Q?
And I think Damien went on to clarify something here. Do not remember the capital Q looking like a 2 ever. So let me look at what's in question, because I don't quite understand what is in question right this second.
Oh, I knew what he's talking about. Yeah, it's written different now than what we remember back then.
I'm assuming that's what you mean, but I got to look at what's being presented here before I make the judgment. Okay.
I think it's an age thing.
While you're looking, also happy birthday to Uncle Randy and Aunt Candy Schwings. They're having a birthday tomorrow too.
Happy birthday!
A lot of birthdays in February. My goodness.
Yeah.
And then I have another
So-
question for you after this. I'm glad we're getting some questions in.
Absolutely. I love it, guys. Keep them coming. Any other time, I got to be honest, I'm very, 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 very skeptical, guys. I scoff at a lot of Mandela effects before I can prove them.
Mm-hmm.
Fair on this one. I don't remember it looking like a 2, like was just said here in the chat. I'm with you. That's not how I remember being taught making a capital Q cursive. You got me on that one. Yeah, I agree with you. That's not right. Like, that's foreign to me.
Do you know what I remember? I remember making an O and then a curly Q and then out for a Q.
At the bottom,
That's
a Q
what I
at the
remember.
bottom and then out, yeah. But it connected. It didn't hang off there with no connection like that, like a 2
No,
with a funny head.
nope. I do remember an O. It was an O and then a curly Q at the bottom.
Can I have screen share one more time so I can show people what I'm talking about so there's no question?
And while you're doing that, I'm just going to read the next question so I don't lose it. It's from Patrick Glassell. Do you have any personal MEs or reality anomaly experience? Any personal MEs that we may not know about, or something that happened to you, or like did you see something change in front of you, something like that?
Well, I can answer that on a couple different levels. So, personally, what really convinced me after, even as a theorist, I had to keep in mind what if even after the confabulation video, I had to keep in mind what if it was mismemory until the flip flops. That was one thing that kicked me in the rear end. So, personally, that's what it took for me to finally just give up the whole mismemory idea. Again, can I get screen share if you get the chance? I'm not sure if you're there or not, curious. If you're working on it, cool. I do apologize. I don't want to rush you. But anyway, I was at work one day at Train Air Conditioner Factory, and I was working in the insulation section. Our insulation comes in little bundles.
Mm-hmm.
And I went back and opened a bundle of the specific size, and it's the size we used on every single one. So it's not like I'm mistaken on which one I was using. I opened it, I grabbed one out, I walked forward, I did everything I had to do with it, went to do the next one, went to grab another one out of this bundle. It's sealed up, it's not been opened. The one I had taken out's not missing. It's a brand new, fresh bundle. Everything is there. Nobody's moved anything. Nobody's been there. But this bundle I opened 5 minutes ago with my coworker is now here with me agreeing that was open a moment ago.
What?
Yeah, that's not one that I talk about very, very often. It's
So you
not
tell-
the only... Oops.
And Theresa dropped out.
Oh no.
Curious or DarkWolf wants to screen share. I don't know if you heard him.
Oh yes. Okay. Go.
Thank you so much. So I've got the Q's or the alphabet up here right now, the cursive alphabet. Here's the Q right here. I don't remember it looking
That's
like
it
a
right
Q.
there.
What in God's name is this? I'll buy this if this comes all the way around, connects, and then curly Q's out, maybe. But no, that was not a Q where I came from. No.
No, I remember what that one right there, that with the pink in it. You see the pink on the side?
Which one here? This one?
Off to the side, the pink one, the one that's the big one. It's just the 2 Qs. That one, yes, that one.
Which one on this one do you agree with?
Okay, right below the image you have selected. No, on the side. Like go left. Right underneath that. You see the blue part on your screen? Oh wait, right above it now. I'm on a delay, I'm sorry. That one, yes. That one.
Wow. How did you see that pink? I didn't even see that pink.
Because I'm looking on my iPad, not on my phone. That's why.
I'm on a computer screen.
Oh.
Yes,
you're a little colorblind.
I'm a lot colorblind, actually.
Okay.
Yes, that's closer to what I remember, if not exactly what it should be. Yes, that right there.
Yeah,
How to
that's what
write
I
a
remember.
Q, yes. This, I don't know what this is that they're presenting as a Q here, and it's not the only one. That's what's disturbing to me. It's not a fluke. This is legitimately what they're presenting as a cursive Q everywhere. What? That is totally insane.
See, I could believe the one, that really thick black one right there, if it were closed. Do you see the
Yes.
just the Q by itself?
This is my
The
Q.
really thick black one? Yeah.
This is my Q right here.
Yeah. Closed. Yes, I could. Yes, I've done that too. Yes.
That looks
That's
so
my
weird.
Q. I can't believe I'm talking about Q, but thank
No.
God I'm not talking about that Q. So, no connection, guys. The Q guys, sorry, no connection.
Welcome back,
Sandy?
Theresa.
Sandy?
Yes. Can you hear me?
That's not how, when I went to school, that's not how we were taught to make it.
Like the one he just showed, or the two?
No. Completely different. Not even looks like a 2. No, I've never seen that in my life. Yeah, remember my age. No, I'm probably a lot older than you, right, DarkWolf? I'm 56.
We're not going to discuss ages, but you are of my elder, yes.
Okay. We were taught to do a Q completely different than that. I don't recognize that. That looks like a weird 2. That's I think the discussion about the writing for the Q might have to do with how you were taught in school. I don't really
Sandy,
think it's
shame
related
on
to the
you.
Mandela effect.
It was an accident. I dropped
I
my
think it has.
stylus on the
I really
phone.
don't think it's the Mandela effect. The Q. I think it has to do with what part of the country you lived in, where you went to school at, and what time and period you went to school. Like I graduated in '81, so remember I was in junior high. Well, we call it junior high. You might call it middle school. I went in 1976, and that's when I was, of course, in junior high. But in elementary, of course, I was 5, 6 years old, going into first grade. So, of course, that's many years ago, and we were taught differently how to write the letter Q. So, I don't really think it's the Mandela effect. I'm sorry, I don't want to debunk it or anything and get anybody upset, but I think it has to do with how you were taught in school and what time period you were taught in school. Does that make sense?
I will give you that, and that's a fair and honest answer, and I prefer the debunk. I honestly appreciate that. If nothing else,
We were taught differently. My boss even shows me how his kids are learning how to write, and I'm like, what? He shows me.
The
He's
only
7-year-old. He's showing me how he makes letters.
The only argument I would have against that, Theresa, is how many of the ones that I'm finding here that are seems to be always has been. Like if it was just a couple newer ones, maybe, but I'm finding a whole lot more than I should.
I think you both are right. I think you both could be right.
Well, then that means I would have to go back to my time period and see what I can find for residue. Maybe that's what I need to do. Go back and see what I remember and show you.
Fair enough.
Esther just asked, has anyone looked up old documents? This is the first we're really even talking about it. So no, not yet. It sounds like Teresa's going to.
Like I said, I would have to go back, and I would be like, okay, I was in 3rd grade, and this year, let's see, 76, I was going into junior high. So you have to see, 63, I was born, so probably 63, 68, I was 5 years old. So I'm going to say somewhere around the 70s.
If you could find
probably
workbooks
for me,
from that time specifically, you might be able to prove your point there. Like find workbooks from say 70.
Well, I'm gonna try to do some research maybe tomorrow when I have more time, and see if I can find what I remember back in my time period. Because, like I said, it does change over the years. Teachers change, things get updated. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying everything is the Mandela effect, but different parts of the country, the world. You know what I mean? Everything's different.
You make a very compelling argument, and I fully agree. You make a good case. I can't wait to see what you come up with, because you may very well be right. I'm not discounting that at all. Matter of fact, again, I appreciate you taking that side, honestly. So I can't see what you come up with, Theresa. You
Yeah.
make a very good case.
Yeah. I mean, because remember, you have people who, I mean, we have all ages in the Mandela Effect. We've got people from teenagers all the way up to, I don't know what the oldest person you know who's got the Mandela Effect. I'm 56, and I'm sure there's people older than me in the chat that have the Mandela Effect. So we all remember things, and we're taught different things in school, different ways. You know what I mean?
I agree. And depends on what side of the country you're on, what histories you were taught about certain things. So, yeah,
I came from Florida. I came from the South.
I did too. A majority of my teaching did, but I just spent a little time up in the north also in elementary. So I understand what you're saying, and again, you make a very great point, and I cannot wait to see what you come up with on this.
Yes. And my cue is completely different. It does not look like that. My cue is completely different. My cue, if you want to know what my cue.
Oops. I was going to say, I think we could agree, all of us agree, that that's not our cue. Whether we agree on L or Y, we can agree that's not our cue.
Teresa's gone again, guys.
Theresa, over here.
We'll leave a light on for you.
All right.
I didn't want to hear me.
There she is.
Well, I think
the AI didn't want me to make my point.
I think we can all agree, Theresa, that none of us recognize that as the cue.
I agree with that 100%. I do agree with that. But how far back does that cue go?
I'm finding a lot
That's
of
what I wanna
random examples from different times, like children's worksheets and stuff that, like, at least from the 80s and early on when I would have been.
Can you do me a favor? Can you Google different... Oh, wait. I want to see more pictures of cues, and I'll show you what I was taught. I kind of wish you could show me.
Hold on, we've been scrolling cues for a minute here. Let's go back to the top.
Hey, there's the Ford F. Let me see the cue. See, let me see. That cue is so wrong.
All the ones that I can find are representative of that, minus maybe one or two like this.
No way.
But generally speaking, all the ones that I can find are representative. Here's one of the old ones. Are representative of the two, and I don't remember the two.
No, I remember the cue being completely... No. I was never taught to make a cue like that, no.
I mean, just page after page. That is so weird. Like, it's not just one or two examples. It's like it's been that way the whole time. Here's an older one.
Oh, that looks so weird. No, I agree on that. I agree that too is wrong. Okay.
I think we can all agree on that. It looks as foreign as can be.
The numbers makes no sense.
That's weird, that cue.
That's just so strange.
Yeah, no, that too. No.
Fine. Minus maybe one or two, pretty much all examples, that's what it shows.
It looks so weird.
I can't explain it.
No, yeah, I agree. Yeah, but that, it's way off.
Now, you do make a good point that it could have been taught a different way at a different time in history. And again, if you find that evidence, I can't wait.
Exactly. Yeah, I do agree with that. It just looks foreign. It looks very foreign to me. Wow.
But yeah, I don't know
about I could find my cue again.
with you guys. I think we can all in this chat agree that is not the Q we remember.
100%. Yeah, I'm not going to argue on this one. I just wish I could find my Q again. My Q got lost.
You're going to have to draw it.
Sandy, you and I, we're going to do some Q searching tomorrow.
No, you're going to draw it.
What if I'm my Q?
You're going to actually write it down, and then we can see it.
Okay. It's like I don't know how to explain it. It's just, that's not it.
That's why you draw, and it's going to be the easiest way for us to see it.
Mine's like a hump. Like if you went straight up and you came back down, and then you did it again, and you did a smaller one, and then you did like a little curl thing underneath. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. And again, I cannot emphasize how quickly I would have left at this and called BS had I not seen this. Just to be fair, I'd be the first one to say, no way, you're wrong. But yeah, this does not look right to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that says anything.
Yeah. Too bad we can't find like T-shirts or something that it would have, like, you know what I mean, like paintings or something where it might have some residue at. Because Sandy and I, as you know, Sandy and I, we do a lot of residue hunting together for hours, and we look at other sources to find residue, right, Sandy?
Yes, all different sources. We're all over the place.
Yeah,
Here
different places, sources to find residue.
Isn't this cute? The cursive Q parrot. Or a number 2 parrot.
Yeah.
Wow.
No. Wow, no. I just want to shake my head because it just blows my mind to see that.
Like this one even like admits it.
To me, that would be too much like a 2. Yeah. Wow. That's crazy.
All right. Do you want to, DarkWolf, do you want to talk about, because with the poll and the video with the target and stuff, because I have everything ready to go. Because I did 2 polls. I did a poll on Facebook too. Did you see it?
I did not, and again, I wouldn't be able to participate in those because I am biased on the question.
I know you wouldn't.
So yeah, no, I did not end up seeing that.
Oh, no, my AirPods are dying. Let's switch. But when you see these polls, they're different people that are voting, yet the results were almost identical. It's kind of amazing.
Really?
Yeah. Except in Facebook, there were more votes. So instead of double the votes, triple the votes were for the one I made. So yeah,
really?
I want to get into that when we're I
The
want to
one
get
you
into that
and
when
I
we're done
that particularly agreed on.
Yes.
Interesting.
It's very interesting. That's why I want to get into it when we're done this.
All right, so go ahead and kill my screen share. I will sit here looking at old letters now. Somebody suggested in chat. I will go through these for hours. So kill my screen share.
Oh, wait, hold on. I have a question. Tobin, in the chat, tell me, what happened to Wascally Wabbit? I haven't seen them. It's been a while. Curiouser, can you go to Flickr to the DarkWolf's Den folder, please?
Okay.
And actually, you'll see a target logo, Finny. Can you pull that up first, the logo images?
So a couple weeks ago, maybe about a week or so ago, I put out a video that really kicked a bee's nest in the community a little bit. And the reason it did is I was making a point that legit logo changes, rebrands cannot be Mandela effects. And I found evidence of one being a legit rebrand. And I stand by that one. Target, here's an issue that I have. So when I did the research at the beginning, when it was called an effect, there was a legit rebrand from one design style to another. And I always said from that moment, look, I did the research. I know, guys, this is not one. Quit calling it one. This is not a real one. So I reiterated this again on this last video I did last week, and I've subsequently taken these videos down because it was such controversy over it. But the change, the legit rebrand that I remember happening no longer exists. And the particular logo that I remember it coming from into what it is now no longer exists. And that was what the poll consisted of. See who remembered which logos. Sandy, where did you run these polls at again?
I ran one in Twitter and one in Facebook.
And out of the Twitter and Facebook, can we see the results and what the options were? Or can
Well,
you know,
they're
how
going to be in. Yeah, they're going to be in the folder. But before we get to the results, I want to ask the chat what they would remember.
There we
That's
go.
why I asked Curiouser to pull up the actual target image,
Gotcha.
the thing I made, the 4-panel of the target logos.
Yeah. The one that she used for the actual test.
Yeah, I had to actually make 2 different test images because Facebook kept reordering it, so I couldn't just do A, B, C, and D. It was doing C, D, A, D, and I didn't want to screw anybody up.
There it is.
So I made an image in the order. Okay, guys, in the chat, what logo do you remember for Target? A, B, C, or D? That's all I want in the chat right now is A, B, C, or D.
I can't wait to see what this comes up as, honestly, especially in real time, because I know what I remember.
Me too.
I will tell you, one of these logos is the current logo. Antonio Lugo says C. Tobin Schwing says B. Dead GPK said C. Ghosty333 said B. J Straw says B. Bubbles says C. Hey, Bubbles, welcome.
Bubble.
I say, I know you're going to ask me next. Okay, I say C.
Okay.
Theresa, what about you?
Theresa.
Hannah Walker says C. True TNT says C. She dropped out again.
She's there.
No, I'm here.
Back.
Sandy, you talking
What do you
about the way it is, the way I remember it?
Yes, the way you remember it. Not how it is now, what you remember.
Definitely not B, and definitely not, I'm going to say C.
Yeah.
Okay. C. All right, right
C
now,
looks normal to me.
Right now, the chat is doing even better than the polls I did. Unimatrix 001
Well, am I good about the
says
C then? Am I right about the
Teresa.
C? That's what I remember.
That, Teresa.
So here's the thing.
Lord Frybread says C. Go on.
Do we want to? I didn't see that one coming. Do we want to go ahead and do the reveal yet, or
is everybody done giving answers?
I don't want to cut anybody off, and I don't want to influence anything.
I don't either.
Go ahead.
Ghosty333 says, I remember the target dog with a bullseye. All right, we will reveal.
Twice.
So
so what I remember, Sandy, is when I did the research, there was A as the old logo with the word Target in front of it. The faded bullseye like that. That's the old original first logo.
Right.
D,
and that is correct.
D is a thickened representation of what I remember, but it is not correct. B is the current. But what I remember is it going from C, what is C now, into what is B now, if that makes any sense. So I remember C being the logo. Then I remember them rebranding into B. There was news articles about it, the whole 9 yards. I was sure I knew when I did this research that's what it was. It wasn't legit. There just wasn't people researching it enough. So when I went back again to prove that I was right, turns out C has never, ever existed in this reality. Period.
It has not. I
Period.
created it. Correct.
That
Guys
is same
who
as
said
recreation.
C. I just want to say that more than half of you said C.
That was
B
a
is the current
majority.
logo. C I created from my memory. This is just my memory. I made that logo from scratch. I made C and D from scratch, but
The actual rebrand from C to B never occurred now. C never existed at all. It went from what you see as A, except for it has the target word over it, to B. Period. That's it.
yep.
It's the only logo change they've ever legitimately made according to their corporation and anything you can find online. Period.
That's not true though. The bags, they're reusable. I have them in this folder. So Curious, can you go through the
Sure.
Can you go through the images, please? There's going to be another logo one. We can skip it. It's just the Facebook. Oh, really quick, guys. Top or bottom, Butterfinger. This one bothered me too. I said, you know what? I'm doing this. Let me just fix Butterfinger. Do you guys remember top or bottom, guys?
Bottom.
Okay, Teresa.
Wait, what's the difference?
Look at the F and then imagine the rest.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Not just the F, the T's as well.
Oh, yeah, the bottom.
The T's and the F.
And
Here's
there's an
real
eye
quick,
there.
If I may
What?
address the chat real quick, the white circle and white dot and red circle, red dot, that was usually used, I looked this up from their corporate, usually used to denote the super targets from the regular targets. They did use both color schemes in the coloration of their logos. That is legitimately by their corporation. So
I don't remember. I'm sorry. I don't remember the E's like this.
No, I don't remember these like that either, but I wasn't going to tell you how to fix that. It wasn't happening.
Okay.
Do you know what went into separating those T's?
Oh, I know.
And the F and the I?
Oh, God.
No, I'm not doing these. That's what I said. As for the red and white, the super targets, though, we were already in the current logo form when they made the super targets.
Right.
The old logo has never existed with the red in the center.
But they admit that with their lighting scheme, some will light it red then white, and some will light it white then red as far as the target and the rings and all that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They do admit that they do color some of them differently. They do legitimately do that on different stores. They've admitted that corporately.
Yes, on the super targets, yes. But that's just a recent change. That's not the old logo.
Right.
On the screen right now, this is an official Target reusable bag. And check out the red Target on the bag.
Nice.
I am so mad that I could have just copied and pasted this logo. I'm so mad. I had to recreate it. And believe it or not, the Target logo is not perfectly round.
No, it's
slightly
not.
off. I kept trying to draw, and I'm like, why does this not line up? Oh my God, it drove me crazy. It took me forever to draw those logos at the bottom, C and D, because I found out it's not perfectly round. It's slightly off. I could have just copied and pasted it. I didn't realize that it was on these bags until after the fact. But anyhow, you can go to the next image.
All right.
Okay, so this is the logo history according to Target. And you'll see that from 2018 is when they started using the white on the super targets. And since 1968, B has been the current reality.
Only the two rings the whole time. They've changed where the word target sits. That's not in question. It's the how many rings. And it went from the faded 3 ring with the target over it to 2 rings and stayed the 2 rings according to history the whole time. There's one missing in here, but because at some point in there they had a 3 ring, then it went to the 2 ring. C, then to B. Again, it does not exist in this reality or any timeline or any corporate anything you can find from them now. Grr.
Now, what I'm going to say is when it comes to the polls, I'm ignoring B. B is current reality. Number 1, in Canada, it was only there for 2 years, so Canadians are going to vote B because that's all they've ever seen.
Right.
And most likely, this is an old effect, guys. We didn't find this. The memories that we're pulling from where we remember C, I think is old. I think it's from like at least 5-10 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. But within 2 years, Canadians are going to probably choose B. People who aren't affected by this are going to choose B because that has been the current logo since 1968. So I'm not paying attention to B. What my concern with the polls was, how many people remember the old logo, the real old logo that's actually part of their history, the one that's 62 to 68.
Right. Or the one
how many
that you
people
created.
remember my logo, which has never existed in this timeline? Because they have brought back the 68 logo in things, I think. Like, in bags and stuff like that. They have brought back their old logo at times. But
True TNT, if I may interrupt, says Canada doesn't have Target anymore.
no, they don't. They only have it for 2 years. That's why I'm saying any Canadians that voted are going to probably choose B.
Right, because they've only been exposed to that one option.
Right. And that's the thing. And like I said, my concern is A and C. So, and even in the chat tonight, we had maybe 5 or 6 Bs and everyone else said C. It was, I would say 75, 80% C and the rest was B.
Right.
So it's lining up with my polls. And the reason why I did Facebook and Twitter is because the people that follow me on Twitter are completely different from the people on Facebook. So I have a bigger sampling doing it that way. The results are in this folder. So if you want to keep going, we'll eventually get to them.
Let's skip that
before
cup.
we do that,
let's skip the cup and let's go to the one after the cup first.
Yeah, skip over the cup one. Skip over the cup.
Oh, too late. Sorry.
Okay,
I'm going.
well, we're going to get to that.
We'll come back
about
to that
too. We'll come back to it. So this is another bag with the exact logo that I struggled to recreate.
That looks so much more right.
Yeah.
That is so right. That's the logo I made. Yes. That is C right there on a bag that you can buy from Target. Isn't that amazing? Just blows my mind.
That's how I remember it. The one now looks so wrong. I can't get used to it.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah. And I have to agree with Tobin Schwinn in the chat, Target.
Yeah.
That's what everybody calls it, Target. They're rich Walmart.
Again, let's move on past this.
All right.
Skip. Yeah, they're in the same folder because we're going to be discussing all of this. Because this one is even more interesting than the Target one, in my opinion. All right, so this is the plastic bags from Target, which has an additional ring. So it's the logo I remember. Huh?
That's interesting.
Yeah, because it's a logo I remember plus technically 2 more rings, if you include the square on the outside.
Yeah, I haven't seen this piece of evidence. The first time I'm seeing this, just so everybody knows. Yeah, that is interesting.
Yep. Next image. The polls are probably at the end because I added them last. Okay, so here is Twitter, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Again, we're ignoring B because it's current reality. What's interesting is double the people remembered my logo that I created over the actual old logo. That's what I found interesting. That 18% remembers the logo I created as opposed to 9% remembering the actual logo that Target had.
And to be fair, just to put it out there, the reason we are overlooking B is because the results are skewed by the amount of Canadians most likely that did interact with this, and they only knew one to begin with. So the results
not just Canadians, people who aren't affected would just remember B. Who that aren't affected by this Mandela effect. There are people who say, they're Mandela affected that just aren't affected by this one.
Right. Yeah, me and Jim's, we danced around with this topic that week. We actually made a couple of video conversations with each other, and one thing I loved about that is we could agree with each other respectfully. We totally disagreed with what each other were saying at the time, but neither one of us got nasty or belligerent or mean. We were very respectful about our arguments and disagreements, and I thought that was just absolutely incredible to see. Yeah, so that was fun. But it really brought this out and brought this to light. This whole poll and all this information really came to light because of that. So thanks again for that, Jen.
Yeah. All right. Next image is Facebook. And the numbers were, I had to make a whole different chart because it's stupid Facebook. But again, this time it's 33%. Ignoring B again, 27% people, 27 votes, not percent, remember the current logo. But 11 votes for the C, and I can't see the bottom, but I think it's 7. I can't see. Can you scroll up?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. What? How many?
Three.
How many votes?
3.
3 votes. 3 votes for A. So that's 33% more. Remember the logo I created versus the actual logo. That's the same shape.
It's interesting that the one that you created that we all pretty much majority agreed on in the chat is the one that has won out the day. If you take B out of the equation for multiple reasons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 33, right, J Straw? Mm-hmm. 3-3.
And that's only because the 11 and the 3 divide a certain way. That's just the amount of votes that came in. There's nothing nefarious. We aren't Mason, nothing like that. It's still that out there now.
Yeah.
Illuminati not confirmed. All right.
All right. So you want to get on to the cup of noodles thing?
Okay.
Yes, please do. So again, this goes back to my idea and argument that legit rebranding cannot be a Mandela effect.
True.
And I disagreed. Why? Now, people have heard this in our chat before on our shows. This is a time Mandela effect for me. The timing of the change has changed. So in my reality, Neeson, is that how you pronounce it?
Nissan or Neeson, yeah. Neeson is actually the way it's supposed to be.
They didn't change the name of this until much later in my reality. In this reality, they changed it, I believe you said in the 1990s, 1993?
93, yes.
Yes. In my reality, it was cup of noodles straight past 1998 at least. And the reason is I have an anchor memory. Being over my ex-boyfriend Eric's house, eating cup o' noodles, and I dated him from 97 to 99, so there's no room for 1993. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
This is definitely a time Mandela effect. Like in this reality, they decided to keep the O for much longer. In my past reality, they decided to keep the O for much longer.
And
so
to play devil's advocate, I will say that and this goes back to the argument of people that are seeing Mandela effects that are old to us but new to them. Is it really they're seeing it just now? Or, I mean, is it really that it's like just now changed for them? Or is it just now pointed out to them that it is changed? So just because you're holding a cup of noodles, eating it, doesn't necessarily mean you're focusing and really looking at what you've got in your hand. Just like when you're in the grocery store and you're looking past the peanut butter and you see the colors of Jiffy, you're not looking to see it just says Jif. You just say, oh, it's Jiffy, and you go on your way until it's pointed out, or you look at it and see, oh my God, it's different. To you, the knowledge is brand new, but how long has it actually been changed?
Well, see, that's the thing now. But wait, there's also Jen's in the chat. There's also people that when they researched this when it was first found, there was no history for cup o' noodles, and now there is.
And I love that you brought that back up because you are absolutely right. When the original research was done, the history was not available online. The evidence was not there to be found. It has only recently appeared online, And we've seen this before with the Mandela Effect, where old information will appear brand new to us, if you will. We'll just be able to access it all of a sudden, even though it's supposedly been there for 5 years, if you will. But
And
yes, you're right. The information was not there when we did research it the first time. That is fair.
And DarkWolf, this is just anecdotal interesting, okay?
Right.
I just told you that I have an anchor memory of eating this at Eric's apartment, 97 to 99. And then Dead GPK just put in the chat, I remember cup of noodles until I was in college in 1998. Same time.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the other argument that I would make is, do we call these things that we have found residue or proof?
No, this would definitely be proof, not residue. Residue would be finding cup o' noodles on an ad on something that's dated after 1993.
Right. I found 3 actual TV commercials, 80s commercials, to be fair, that were cup o' noodles. So the argument can be made that it was a rebranding. The argument can also be made that they rebranded at a different time than the community remembers.
I have one piece of actual cup of noodles residue. I think it's in the residue folder though, because it's from this year. So it's definitely residue because it's this year.
Okay,
but I think we are done with this folder.
And I understand my views can be a little controversial at times. And that's okay, because controversy is what starts great conversations and really moves the ball forward in this community. Like this discussion here, we both made great points that are both valid, in my opinion. So, yeah, I think it's really great to have these discussions and be open enough to say things that aren't exactly the most accepted things to other people. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah.
Is Teresa going to come back? Because we didn't even get to the folders yet.
All right.
Needs to get back here.
Can I show some stuff real fast?
Sure. It's your show. Go right ahead.
Absolutely. Please do.
Sounds good. All right.
I've been back here waiting. I got forgotten.
Okay. At least you were listening. I'm going to hit pause. I'm going to hit
I was
mute a second.
listening.
You know what I need
I
to do,
listened.
guys. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I was going to
those,
just
yes.
go on about the Wizard of Oz. I was going to say that and many don't remember his bow, but I think I actually do remember his bow. I rethought this one out, remember, because this is after he received his, courage or something.
Yep.
You know, at the very end of the movie. I thought maybe he was wearing it the whole time, and I thought, no way. But anyway, okay, and there was about Dorothy's dress. I don't remember these ruffles in her dress. And here's the dress here. Going up her neck, I remember was flat across.
Have a wonderful night, Jen.
Sorry?
Jen's leaving. I said, have a wonderful night, Jen.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. My apologies.
So, anyway, I wanted to share that.
I got to be honest, when it comes down to specifics like that, I cannot just be 100% on something that's specific, like whether or not it had a ruffles in it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I see the blue and the white, and as a guy, that's really all that I paid attention to. There was the color more so than whether it was ruffled or straight or, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I hear you. Also, her slippers, I don't remember. I remember there being rubies on her slippers, her real ones. A long time ago, I looked this up, and there were real rubies on her shoes with, something else that sparkled. I can't remember, maybe glass beads or something. But now, apparently, she wore a whole bunch of different shoes, and they were all sequenced, and I don't remember that. I remember the ruby shoes. I couldn't find them anywhere, so. And we couldn't find them, huh, Theresa?
No, but they gave an explanation why they weren't rubies. They said the budget of the film and they didn't have the money. It would be too expensive to put rubies all over the shoes. And plus they said it would wear down her feet.
And I do remember,
that's the reason why. Yeah, I read a whole thing about that. It'd be too expensive.
They
I don't know why all that, but
we even found a pair that, I don't know if you have an image of it, but they were weird.
Green.
No, the green was, we were saying green would have made sense because of the Emerald City. If they'd done green instead of red, because we discovered that they chose red to test out just to highlight that because it was in color, the Technicolor, whatever.
It was one of the first things.
They were the first film I heard to use that, Sandy. That's what I read. That Wizard of Oz was the first film to actually get to experience that new Technicolor. That's what I read.
The Wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. A wizard was ever a whiz there was.
Okay, and also I don't remember.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's a question about this in the chat. There's a statement about this in the chat. Michael Fontaine says, in The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy's hair gets shorter throughout the movie, and that's because
I read about that.
Part of it was filmed by one producer or director, and then
three different producers, I think.
That's it. 3 different producers. So they kept changing her hair.
And they spliced a lot of it together.
Mm-hmm.
And like 7 different
which is where I think, I'm not positive, but I think that one scene that everybody's been freaking out about the gun, I really think that was a deleted scene that somehow got stuck in a lot of different things or different. I mean, how many different Wizard of Oz are there?
Let's say it like this. In our past reality, that didn't make the cut. In this reality, it did.
It made the cut.
Maybe in our past reality, there was only one producer, or maybe 2, and now there's 3.
Yeah, now there's like 3 producers, and they all had different looks that they wanted for Dorothy. I mean, if you ever go back and look at the very first person who directed the film, her hair was long. It was like a baby doll look. She had like an older look to her. And the other director's like, no, when he took over, he's like, no, I want her to look like a young teenager, young girl, and not this vibrant look girl with, long blonde hair, different look. And they wanted her to have a different look for this movie, not some, a different older looking person. So they played around, and originally they were going to do a red dress too. Originally it was going to be a red dress, and then they changed it, and then it became blue. But I've been trying to read a lot of history on this, and I'm shocked of all the different changes that were made between 3 of these different directors. I mean, if you go back and do some really dig deep into this, you will be shocked how much changes there were. And even the Tin Man, the original Tin Man, had a really bad reaction. And there was a guy, he was actually the same one who played the Beverly Hillbillies. What was his name?
Oh, I don't know.
The original guy? Supposedly, the original person who played the Tin Man had a really, really bad reaction, had to go to the hospital, and because of the dust they used on his face. But when this new guy took over, they never told him the reason why he got the part. They never told him that the other guy had trouble breathing and he could have died and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. It was crazy. And another thing you guys probably don't know is the lion. That's real pelts from a lion. That's what I read. Real lion pelts. And he said he sweated.
God, they'd never get away with that these days. Terrible.
Yeah, you would not believe. Terrible. Oh, and another thing, guys, remember the scene? Here's something that's going to freak you guys out. Remember the scene when they're running through the poppies and they fall asleep? Mm-hmm. You know that was not snow? It was asbestos. No, I'm serious. The stuff that was coming down was like asbestos. It had like asbestos in it. Oh
shit.
yeah.
That's terrible. Okay.
It is terrible.
I
Makes
was
you
checking
wonder
stuff
what
about
they're
this
going to say
movie.
in 50 years about the stuff in our makeup and things like that. I can't
Curious,
wait.
Oh
can you
yeah,
let
the
in the
poisonous
other wolf?
makeup. Oh yeah, they had to go to the hospital and everything.
There was a
As
lot
the
of
actors.
stuff about this movie you'd be
Yeah.
shocked about. The
Yeah,
more I've been reading
it's
about it, the
horrible
more
stuff.
I'm in shock. Oh yeah,
Anyway,
dig deep more into this, guys. If you get a chance, read the history of this movie and about all the
okay.
different directors and different scenes and different looks for the different characters. Oh yeah, there's a lot that went on, even with the little people, the little people. There was a lot
The
that went on with them too.
Munchkin
Believe it
Land,
or
the
not,
Munchkins.
the Munchkins. Yeah, there was a lot.
I
I
heard that
watched
they were terrible. They were like
fighting.
mean and stuff, and yeah.
Oh God, yeah, they were having fights over certain scenes and who wanted to play this part and that part. There was a lot of bickering that went on behind the scenes for them. You would not believe. This whole movie had a whole different look behind the scenes. You'd
Yeah.
be shocked.
And Curious,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
here's another wolf backstage. Can you go ahead and let him in for me?
Another
Oh.
wolf.
Huh?
Okay.
Who?
Huh?
Wait, what?
Backstage. there's
Another wolf.
What do you mean? Someone's backstage?
There should be another one
Who?
of me.
Oh, there's another one of you backstage.
Yeah.
You have a double?
Yeah, I'm trying to get on my phone so I can step away from my computer for a moment without leaving the show.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Curious, sir.
he's
can you
doing
let
what I
Dark
do.
Wolf in,
I'm on my
please?
phone.
Huh?
Yeah.
What,
Dark Wolf
Sandy?
is backstage. Dark Wolf is backstage with his phone. Can you let him in, please?
He's already.
Backstage.
Oh.
It's his
Hold on.
it's his phone instead of his computer.
There we go.
That's weird looking.
Okay. Anyway. All right. So awesome. Oh. What are you doing?
Showing his beard.
Oh, I missed that. I'm sorry. All right. Now, the next thing is I don't remember the Emerald City ever looking like this. I don't remember these round things here. I remember a whole different thing. I don't remember the roundness of it. Mostly I remember a kind of a squarish off deep emerald color with
Like crystalline, right?
yeah, with what some of them I guess pointed on. I tried to find some residue a little bit like that. If I could just show what I mean, more like a squared off, but without this circle thing in the front, and the Emerald City. And I do remember like a darker green color when it showed the Emerald City. It's way different.
I agree with you. I don't remember the little domed things. I don't remember the roundness.
Yeah.
And I always associated it with crystals. Honestly.
Yeah.
It was
I know.
like
Me too.
green crystals, and they were darker.
Not
They
like
weren't
that.
Now they're like a seafoam green, and that's not right.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
emerald. It was
It was
emerald, the
sparkle.
same color of emerald.
Emerald colored, yeah. Exactly.
I agree.
Well, we've already established I'm colorblind, so I really have no dog in that fight.
Oh.
It's okay. What about the shape, though? The shape has nothing to do with color blindness.
Again, like I was telling her earlier, when it comes to those little nitpicky small details, I don't pay enough attention that close to really tell you one way or the other.
There's my rainbow. It's
Yes.
the right way around for me right there.
That is your rainbow. I got a couple
Now, I
of
give
them
you
to
that
put
one.
you too.
I give you the rainbow one.
I remember the upside down rainbow. Do you too?
No,
I
Dark
do.
Wolf,
Oh,
you remember it upside down?
I remember like it's showing
Purple
right
on
there with
top?
the red on the bottom, not the top.
Yep.
Yeah.
Me too. All right. Awesome. Yeah, somebody else. It's hard to find people like us that remember it like that. But yeah, I do remember it.
I was
Definitely.
looking at it a
looks
while
so
back
right.
going, wait a minute.
Yeah, it looks so right that way. And here's another one, the rainbow. That's wow! Look at that. See, it's just exactly what I remember. And I think this one is too. Let's see. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, so I was just looking for a residue for the, the dark green, and so anyway, let's see, maybe
shape.
this
That's
one.
a good find. I agree with you 100% on the Emerald City. 100%.
Yeah, great. Just a couple more, and
Virgo,
all
do
right.
you remember the upside down rainbow too?
Who?
Virgo says I do also. I don't know if he's
Yeah,
talking
most
about the
likely
rainbow.
he's talking about the rainbow, I think.
Here's some more residue of the rainbow.
That was
Teresa
one of the
found
ones
this.
I had for it. Yeah, I had it
Teresa,
in my folder for you
yeah.
too.
Okay.
Oh, that's what I gave you.
Yeah, I've got some
Curious,
residue
sir?
for that. So yeah,
That was the one I gave you.
Yes, it was
That's
The one
definitely.
you just showed.
Hannah Walker
I
remembers
like
an
that
upside
one.
down rainbow too.
That's from Speaking of that one, that's from Target, guys. Coincidence.
Target.
That picture.
All right, we were
Target.
looking at.
I love saying that.
Yeah, I'm glad others remember the rainbow like that. I don't feel so alone. We were looking at these old Uno cards,
See you,
seeing
Nick.
if there was any differences, and apparently, let's see, hold on. I don't remember this rainbow, which is upside down. I don't remember that.
I don't remember the
But
packaging at all.
Sandy found. What's interesting is Sandy found this. Oh no, 99.
Oh no.
And
Yeah,
we
oh
can't
no.
remember this ever existing.
And not only
Does
that,
any-
wait, look. When we found this, I don't remember the N and the O overlapping like that.
No. Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Look at it.
Look at that. Yep. So
But
it's
the Oh no 99. Does anyone recall this game? It's been available since 1980. Anyone?
right. I don't remember.
DarkWolf, have you ever heard of this game?
That's going to be a no for me. Oh, no, I've
Oh
not.
no.
Oh no. And the
No.
99 with why 99, and everything's merged now. When I found this, I did not even notice any merging. Not that there wasn't merging, but I did not notice the merging when I found this.
Wow.
Do you have all the pictures? Because I have them in my folder too. Do you have the pictures of the cards themselves?
No, I think that's all I have actually of that.
Do you
But
want to
we'll
tell
look
them
at-
about Dose?
Oh yeah, and
new
the
game?
Dose, the new game Dose we never heard of. If anyone's ever
But
heard of this has been around
since
for a while
2016,
too.
right?
Huh?
You have the Google blurb about when it came out. It's like I saw it there. It was like one image to the left or two images to the left.
Oh, okay.
Well, if it's in the last 4 or 5 years, I could see me not knowing it, honestly.
You see it right there? I see the word Dose.
71. Okay, so that doesn't stand.
No, Uno's from 71. It just says
okay.
a sequel to Uno from 1971.
Hmm.
March 4th, 2018. Dose came out in 2018.
So, yeah, I could see me not knowing that one legitly.
Same here.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't remember this one. It's supposed to be, yeah.
Uno's
second
from 1971. Oh no is from 1980, and Dose is 2018.
Oh, no, I've never heard of Oh, no.
Oh no, me either. Wait until you see the cards in my folder. The cards are crazy looking.
Okay, and one more, I think, and then we can go. Fuji, I don't remember this. Fuji Films, I don't remember this here over on the. It's saying Fuji here. Here's a better one.
I don't remember. Wait a
Right
minute.
here. Huh?
You just showed this to me. I don't remember Fujifilm being one word.
I do.
Oh, really? I don't know what I remember for that. I think I remember one word. No? Oh, that's a hard one. So you remember it separate, like Fujifilm?
Yeah, Fujifilm.
Oh my god. So pictures are changing for you, Sandy.
Oh,
Okay, so I don't
no.
remember this. Fuji over here. Anyway, I wanted to share that. Okay, we can go with it. I think that's it. We'll go to the folders now and Flickr. And
Yeah, while we have Theresa here, let's
Which
just
one?
jump right to the residue and logos first. While Theresa's here. We're going to do the residue and logos folder, Theresa. Pay
Yay!
attention.
Okay. I'm just trying to do two things at the same time, if you know what I'm talking about, Sandy.
Yes, but I'm trying to cover your
Doing
stuff
good.
in case your phone. I'm trying to get your stuff for your phone overheats.
Yeah, you know what? We're getting close to that point. It might do it any second. So, because we're at the 2-hour mark. So we need to. What if me blowing on the phone helps? That was funny.
Please don't.
You
We
get
can hear
it? My phone's overheating. I'm blowing on it.
Yeah. Yeah, but Theresa, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm ready.
blowing
Go
on
ahead.
it, so.
Okay.
Oh no, Tobin.
Okay, what are we doing now?
Perfect. So we can disconnect from the computer. All right, this is residue. Right now they all have blue eyes instead of white, and it's just residue of them with white eyes.
Yes. Did I find that one?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, my light.
You
That's
found
mine.
the lights. Yes. The
Oh,
lights
good.
You found.
Yeah. DarkWolf. I'm gonna ask him. Stay right where you're at. Curious. Do you remember the light being green at the top? There's a lot of people who do, and I remember the green at the top when I used to drive.
I do not remember the green at top. However, my argument with this used to be the only place I ever seen it was on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. His light used to be upside down. It was green on top. However, now it's also red on top.
Yes, it is. So
really?
Maybe
Yeah,
you just took the update.
That's changed in the last couple of years because that was always my argument. I would point to that evidence. Look here, Mr. Rogers had the upside down. This is where you guys are remembering it from. Then when I went back to show somebody,
he did.
When I went back to show somebody at the conference, I was like, "Hey, look! And, oh my God, it's different."
Oh wow!
You know who else might have residue if we can find? Hey guys, you know who else might have residue for the green at the top? I don't know which episode it is, but you remember the show called That 70s Show?
Yep.
Yes.
The 70s Show?
Yep.
I think in somebody's basement, and I'm not sure. Oh, it's the redheaded girl, either the redheaded one or the dark. I think her room, she's got it in one of those rooms. One of the actors or actresses has it in the room.
I'll look into it. I will look into it. All right, let's go on because there's 54 images.
Yeah, definitely.
We gotta get moving.
Oh my God.
Let's get moving. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
We usually go through these fast. All right, so Theresa found this, the Amityville Horror, the original book. All the letters are merging.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, yeah.
One of my movies that I enjoy. Yeah, look at that.
The TYV is a mess.
That is correct. Fixed in time. Tipperary Hill.
Sean.
Okay. All right. So when we were talking about the cup of noodles, I was talking to DarkWolf, and I noticed this is wrong for me. First of all, the M was not attached to the face for me like that. I don't remember the M being attached to the face logo.
Wow.
Second,
Agreed.
Look at the T's. Why is the T on the packaging different from the actual styrofoam cup? Do you see the T? ST? The T falling down?
It's got the funny cut T that we keep seeing.
Yeah, mine's like that. I have that in the cabinet. Yeah, I noticed that, Sandy. That's weird.
It's lower. Yeah, it's lower than line, and it's cut off. Whereas on the styrofoam, it's not cut off, and it's
first. I thought it was a misprint, but I guess not.
Also,
no,
I don't remember the C and H being connected like that.
That I
Right here.
actually do remember connected,
No.
which is
I know.
weird. But I don't remember the M overlapping
Okay.
with the logo.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a lot. That's wrong for me. I don't know. Okay, so Teresa found this.
yes.
This is absolute residue of the sun with the sunglasses on Raisin Bran.
That is
Someone
beautiful.
made a mock-up.
Explain what it is first. Explain what it is.
It's a Ray-Ban ad, 2 scoops of brand recognition, it says.
Right.
And that's pretty awesome, in my
Mhm.
opinion.
And look what they did.
And it's
Yeah, we
I
interesting.
haven't even
that-
posted that yet.
It's interesting that the sunglasses are missing off of that and the Tom Cruise scene.
Oh, yeah.
That still bothers me.
We do notice patterns.
I
in
think there's a
things.
message behind that. I think there's a
Hey,
message.
DarkWolf.
I think they're saying for everyone to take off their glasses and see the truth.
Well, if we aren't
It could
careful,
be.
we'll drive ourselves
Open
crazy
your
if we
eyes.
start looking for messages and everything. I caution that. I think there could be messages, but I caution we need to be careful.
Yeah.
I feel like
Alright,
there's
next.
messages that we're supposed to be deciphering.
All right, I need to ask everyone in the chat and on the panel, do you remember Dodge ever having this triangle logo? Because I don't. And I don't ever remember seeing it. I've gone to Logopedia to research the D's being broken in Dodge and the G and the E being broken. I don't ever recall seeing this triangular logo before. Has anyone ever seen this before? I don't know if this is a Mandela effect, but for me, I've never seen this before.
I've never really done the research deep
Wow.
enough to say, so I can't really.
See, I've
Honestly.
researched Dodge a lot. I've seen old ads. We're going to see another image why I noticed the triangle to go to Logopedia to look. But I want to know if anyone's ever seen it before, because I never have. And it was the sole logo from 1962 to 1968.
Like
yes,
I
the D's
remember
are all
the.
broken now, Hannah. Yeah,
I
they've
remember
been
the
broken
Plymouth.
since 1964.
I remember. It looks like it was a precursor to the Plymouth Star, but yeah, I don't personally remember it. But again, I've not really looked into that company like that to say I would know.
Well, Bubbles says she owned a Dodge Durango for 25 years and she's never seen it.
Wow.
No triangle, no broken letters. I did find residue of the letters not being broken on a sign at a dealership, like an official Chrysler Dodge sign. I have to look for the image. It's somewhere in I showed it on Brian's show. But it according to history, up until current, the D's, G's, and E are all broken. But the triangle I've never seen before. And you'll see where I found it shortly. It's in this folder. So if you want to keep going, Curiouser. All right, that image we saw. I saved all the images. Teresa sent them to me too.
The rainbow.
Yep, you can go on. We've already seen
She
this
showed
one.
that one already.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
That's why I said we can go. 54 images. This is the marriage. You can skip over this too. We already discussed it.
Hot and spicy.
DarkWolf, you're not usually here when I explain that Flickr likes to throw things in its own order. So I can put all the marriage in together and it will split them up. All right, Teresa
Gotcha.
found this. This is the original poster for
Which
the
one?
Absent-Minded Professor. Absent-Minded Professor.
Yeah,
Does
that's
the S. Why is
Go
there
ahead.
a carrot with an S? They forgot to spell, like they spelled it wrong and they didn't want to reprint it. Does anybody remember a carrot and an S in Professor?
Couldn't really
it's
tell
not
you.
just that poster, Sandy. Show some. Curiouser, can she bring up some more pictures to show the different movie posters for that time when the movie came out?
Yeah, it's all of them. I don't know. Teresa,
It's
we have a lot of
weird.
images to go through. So we'll just take our word for it.
Oh yeah, here's yeah, this one I found.
Yes, she did. A red bar flag on the Rocketeer.
Nice.
Rocketeer. I was shocked.
That's nice.
Yep.
I did count the stars, guys. It's 48. So back then there was 48
Thank
states.
you. Thanks for counting.
40. No problem.
See, that looks
Here's
so
an upside
cool.
down rainbow for you guys.
That you found that one?
Yeah.
Great find.
There's a new upside down rainbow for you. It's missing orange. Oh
Yeah,
no, this is the weird rainbow. No, go back to the My Little Pony thing. To the rainbow. Go back to the rainbow. Last week I was talking about I'm finding weird rainbows where it's like green, blue, purple, red, orange, yellow. Here it is again. That's what that is.
Right.
I'm
that is
finding
weird.
a weird pattern rainbow
Just
everywhere.
the top looks good. Yeah.
It's
If you zoom
Rainbow
in,
Dash.
It's green, blue, purple, red, orange, yellow.
Oh, there's green.
fine.
Okay, it's hard to
Sure
tell.
is.
Trying to tell
That
you,
is weird.
This is the weird
Why
rainbow
do they
I'm
do
finding.
that?
It's like they're splitting it in half and then taking half of it and putting it on top of the other half backwards. It's weird. I'm finding the same pattern: green, blue, purple, red, orange.
Okay,
yellow.
I don't remember these lines in the middle. Like, I don't know if you all saw the Moneybags video.
No, that's what I said.
Right.
We
I wanted to
covered all these
mention that.
changes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that.
I also don't remember the tops being white.
Oh,
new for me.
yeah. Right. I
I
don't
bet
either.
I couldn't tell you.
Wow.
Guys, do you remember white
No.
tops on the Trade Center? Because I don't. I don't remember them being bright white like that. I know about the white stripes on the fronts from the videos from Moneybags.
No, when did that?
Teresa,
Is that
I don't
new?
know. Yeah, I just found it.
What?
I don't remember
Wait
the
a
white on the
minute.
top.
Hold
Oh,
on,
that
I've
looks
got
terrible.
some pictures here.
I can't. I just keep wanting to block that off because it doesn't look right. You know,
Sandy,
cover
that's
it up.
new. Sandy,
I know it is.
that's
I
new.
know. Teresa, I know I found it.
Yay! Great find.
Okay. Thanks.
I didn't realize. I was like, wait a minute.
All right, so there's the full absent-minded professor, a different version, and it's got the carrot with the S. It's weird. That's weird. I have never seen that before.
That does look odd. I'll give it that.
All right, so this is an old map residue. It's even got like Italy, kind of like I remember it. Greenland's much smaller. I mean, it's just a drawing, but hey, it still represents more of what I remember. It actually looks like a boot. Italy looks like a boot. Makes me happy.
South
And
America is
South America
still way off.
It is way off, but it's more below than it is now. Have you looked at it recently? Oh my goodness.
Oh, has it jumped again?
Oh yeah, it's far
Heck,
over
in the
now.
last
It's
couple
so
of years, I've
ridiculous.
watched New Zealand dance all the way around Australia, so it doesn't even surprise me anymore.
The oh wait, guys, check this out. Check out the clock. I found the clock. The numbers are right side up. God, I was so happy when I saw that. I haven't seen the numbers right side. I found fours, but finding the numbers in the right direction, that I don't see that. I mean,
It's still got the goofy map, but it's got the right numbers.
It's got the right numbers. I was so happy to see that. Okay. Yeah, you almost never see the numbers right side. All right, so this is residue I found of the
Hammer and
sickle and
sickle.
hammer with no star. There's an actual flag in here too somewhere. It's coming up. It's like 2 images up. So the way I found the Dodge triangle was the 1964, I believe, World's Fair. That's where a lot of this Earth residue is coming from too. So when you get to the next images, we'll see it. All right, so this is from the World's Fair, and this is old Earth residue again. Now, you were saying South America's off. It is, but currently,
This is a lot closer than the other one was.
yeah, but currently, the western coast of South America is further east than Florida.
Oh my God.
Currently. Yeah, you got to look at it. It's crazy looking.
Wow, I was just looking at this yesterday and wasn't even paying attention to South America.
All right, so here's an actual flag residue without the star.
Holy bagolies. Chile's not even under Florida now. It's Ecuador. Are
I
you
know.
kidding me?
I know.
Colombia and Ecuador? Chile's way past Florida. Are you kidding me?
I told you it moved more.
Oh my goodness.
You didn't believe me.
It's not that I didn't believe you. I just can't believe how much it has moved over again since the
I have a theory to that. I've told our chat before. I have a theory that there's a further away picture so you can see the white tops a lot easier.
What's that theory, Sam?
My theory is that we're on a newer version of Earth where the tectonic plates haven't moved far enough away from, you know how like they say we were Pangea, that all the plates, all the continents were squished together and we drifted apart. Well, we haven't drifted far enough apart for South America to get below us.
I found an article suggesting that we may be headed toward the Sagittarius arm, which tells me that we've literally moved backwards in time, backwards up the arm, backwards as far as the Earth size, the way the continents are placed, the tectonic plates.
Yeah, that's exactly my theory.
Rewound, yeah.
Guys, also that could explain the global warming because it used to be hotter in the past.
Agreed.
It could. You're absolutely correct.
So, yeah.
This is just residue of your rainbow going around the outside.
Oh, yeah. Right.
I've been working that theory for a minute. I just can't figure out how the clock got rewound. If I could do that, I could
really. I can't figure that one out either.
But that is one that I'm working on in the background that I'm just kind of like playing with that I ain't been able to prove yet.
All right, you let us know when you.
Hold on 1 second, guys. Hannah, I'm going to put my email in the chat. Could you possibly take pictures of that stuff and send it to me? Because that would be fantastic. We'll show it next week and credit you. I'm going to put my email in the chat. She has pictures from Time Life showing the North Pole with people and animals.
Time Life magazine.
Yeah,
really?
I said, please send it to us.
Get your subscription.
Here's my email. All right, so this is Newsweek with that same World's Fair globe.
That's a lot closer than what I remember.
Fixing Time, we covered that 2 weeks ago on the show. All right, there's someone's drawing of the World's Fair.
Nice.
Wireframe globe, and the current wireframe globe is current reality. Look how little they drew Greenland. Look how little. Perfect.
And yes, I am a glober, for those who are wondering.
Yeah.
Go ahead, laugh, walk, do what you will. I'm a globie, and I am proud of it.
I know you didn't know. It's okay. I'm just letting you know. Okay, what's next? Okay, so this is what I'm talking about right here. This was a magazine associated, I believe, with the World's Fair. Maybe not. Maybe it just came up in my World's Fair search results. Do you see the triangle underneath the Dodge logo? Yeah,
I do.
World's Fair edition. There you go.
Like the steering wheel.
And I'm like,
almost.
yeah, and I'm like, what the heck is that? And that's how I went to Logopedia and found the star there. I keep calling it a star. The triangle that I've never seen before. And I've gone to Logopedia. I've never seen that triangle before.
Interesting. Now, I will give it this, and the point was brought up when I did that video that Logopedia and Wikipedia can both be edited by anybody. So, it's
Really?
I
not,
agree, but
yes.
I didn't just look there. I looked everywhere for Dodge because I was looking for the letters to be closed. I
Right,
looked
right.
everywhere for Dodge.
I just had to throw that out there. Like, it's not the definitive one place, one-stop shop for
No,
answers.
we start at Logopedia and then we look in other places too.
Right.
confirm.
Yes.
As any good researcher would, use multiple sources, of course.
Yeah. Like it's bothering me right now that the D in dependability is broken as well for no reason. Theresa found this friendship is sharing a Kit Kat with a dash.
Nice. Oh, yeah, that Kit Kat just looks so wrong to me without the dash. Just totally.
Yes, we lost Theresa again. Yep.
Yeah, her phone probably just went kaput.
Yes.
So you know all about that, huh? Yeah, you've been watching the shows.
Well, you guys were just talking about that too a minute ago about her phone.
We know about that all.
But yes, I do watch the show. I do.
Good. All right.
Like I said before, I really enjoy the
Very
questions that you asked. They're different than what most interviewers would, and that's what should be done is the questions that most people don't ask. I like that.
Really
Good.
quick, I want to say something. Fixed in Time, we found Instapot. Someone found it all the way back in 2017. We went all the way back, read it, and Nathan Sanders posted it in the group a few months back as well. So we credited everybody that we saw. Maybe we credited your friend. I don't know. So I'm just bringing this up because I posted in the group. This would not be a Mandela effect if you see Jif peanut butter in the supermarket or the grocery store spelled with a G. Apparently, Giphy and Jif have teamed up to make a peanut butter jar that says GIF, Jif, animated looping images. So if you see this, you're not imagining it. It's just a company. I think they're making fun of us a little bit here. That's going to be on the store shelves.
I don't think they're making fun of it. I see how that could easily be construed as such, but I think this is just two corporate advertising companies coming together to do something funny, because it is pronounced GIF, and a lot of people call it a GIF.
That's true. You're right. It could be to teach people how to say it.
Right.
You're right. Theresa, get back here, please. She's in the chat. Theresa, we showed Kit Kat. That's what we showed. Your Kit Kat residue. All right, guys, look at this. Warner Home Video has looked like this since like 1964 or something like that. I'll have Logopedia come up soon. But I do not remember the W and A being one letter.
No.
And WAR is merged, and the R's are broken, and the VI is merged. I don't remember this. You're going to see more images of this showing you it goes all the way back to our VHS tapes and to cartoons. I have screenshots of television, so you know it's definitely the logo they used. Theresa said bye, chat. She's coming back. So there's one screenshot from television. I believe that's Australian television.
3 bars. Now the wording itself, again, I'm with you. I'm not exactly sure on the being merged and all that, but the one with the 3-bar W, I do remember that part of the logo.
I do, but the WA is one letter. Do you see that?
I see that.
The stick of the W becomes the A. It wasn't like that in my past at all. That never happened.
Oh, wow.
That's the one I remember on our television. The red with the black.
Right.
Australian had white with blue. It's amazing. It doesn't even look like a W. That looks like a mess. But the Logopedia should be coming up soon with the actual years. Easty Beastie, I don't know that Mandela Effect. Please share. Did you email it to me? Because I got to be honest, I haven't checked my email in like a
Now,
week.
Heath, all the letters being connected, I do remember.
You remember HEAT being connected?
Yes.
I
I used to
don't.
have to buy those when my ex-wife would make Heath cakes. Yes.
Well, how long ago is that, though?
2012? 2013?
I'm going back to like 1980s. It wasn't merged for me.
I didn't eat this candy a lot. Again, I bought it for her when she was making cakes and whatnot. But I do remember it being connected like that. I do.
Whoa, wait. Guys, have you ever heard of Holy Dove? Not even the song Hallelujah. I've never heard the term Holy Dove. It's always been Holy Ghost for me.
Oh no, the Holy Dove is the
Holy who?
The Holy Dove is the representation used at the baptism of Jesus to represent the Holy Ghost.
Oh wow.
I have never heard
Wow.
of that. But I'm
Ditto.
disclaimer, I'm Catholic. We didn't study the Bible. So
That is one of my favorite arguments against most Christians' idea of the Trinity in one, is the fact that in one scene you've got God, Holy Ghost, and Jesus as three physical entities. They cannot be the same in my head
Oh
as
wow.
three physical entities.
I'm going to look into this
Interesting.
stuff, guys, for next week because we have so much to cover. We don't have time to look up stuff in the chat tonight. So
Now,
I'm taking screenshots of everybody's comments.
in reference to the song, I don't know. But in reference to what a holy dove is, I think that's where that comes from.
Interesting. I've never heard the term Holy Dove. Oh, can you go back? I didn't explain the last one. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Lost in the Pond is a pretty awesome YouTube channel. It's a guy who is from the UK, from England, and he moved to the United States 10 years ago. And he does videos like, like 10 things that are different between the US and Britain.
Right.
Different foods, different words, things like that. He has the old British flag on his channel.
Nice.
Oh my god.
That's coming from someone who should know what the flag looks like more than we do. That's all. I just wanted to explain that one. The next one, if you'll recall, I don't know if all of you know this, but in my past, Snow White had yellow caps. The puffy sleeves were yellow. They're currently blue. And when I did this Mandela Effect on this channel and on Mandela Monday, people also remember it white. In this image, you'll see she has blue sleeves. Next to that is the woman who voiced Snow White. She's posing with her. She has blue sleeves there.
Well, I got
again. Flickr has things out of order. We're gonna see this same image, and it's gonna look a lot different. Not blue sleeves. So when we get there, you'll see it.
Sandy.
Later, Unimatrix.
Good night, Unimatrix. What, Theresa?
Sandy, are you able to see if I send you something?
On Messenger, I can, but not on my phone.
Okay, good. Because I found something that's going to shock you, what you just were talking about. I found it before the show.
Play it again.
I'm going to send it to you. Hold on. You're going to be shocked. Don't even go there with that one with me. Oh my God. Sandy, remember the store I was looking at? Remember?
Yes, Theresa. Well, Theresa found this as well. I don't know.
Yeah, it was driving me crazy because I remember it.
Yeah, I don't know
I have
if
something to
everyone
send you.
knows, but they no longer say "play it again, Sam." They say, what do they say now?
Play
don't
it,
say
Sam.
Play
Don't
it,
they say
Sam.
play it, Sam?
Play it, Sam. Play something.
Sam. Play it.
Play it. That's it. Thank you. So that's good residue right there. Good job, Theresa.
Thank you. Where did I put it?
All right, so this is residue I found on. Now these are just drawings. Everyone can can add to WikiHow, but they drew flat red shoes and white socks with the little ruffles. I remember the white socks with the ruffles.
Yeah, me too.
I
And
have
now it's blue.
found
Now
a
they're
lot
blue.
of residue comes in the form of personal creations. Those tend not to change.
Yes, I
Yes.
agree. And I've also
Like the
noticed
Kit
that
Kat picture.
if you find something that's not a personal creation, that's residue, if you change it in some way, like crop it or adjust the contrast, it's less likely to change on you as well.
Right.
Okay, the next one is residue of my pet goat. It says at the bottom. It's underneath the images that are, you can't see the, you have to either scroll or, there you go. It's the words they're underneath the pictures. They can't
I've
see
seen
it.
it. I've seen it.
All right.
Ooh,
Well,
that sounds really good.
well, there's the yellow sleeves I remember on Snow White.
You can keep the sleeves. I want to learn this mint butter frosting. That sounds great.
Mint frosted.
Pecan meats? I've never heard it said like that. That's interesting.
I agree, Fixin' Time. It was upside down for me as well. All right, Teresa found this. It's a comic strip, Smokey the Bear.
Nice. That's gorgeous.
We lost Teresa again.
Because I grew up as a kid out west. I remember being Smokey the Bear.
With an E.
Yep.
With
Yep.
an E, yeah.
All right, so here we go. It's that same image, right? Different positions of the hands. And now her sleeves are not blue. I included the blue one just so you could see what the blue sleeves look like.
Right.
They were black. Now we have white. So either white or yellow is being represented here.
Interesting.
And this is like her headshot image. All right, guys, remember that oh no that we've never heard of? This is what the cards look like. If you can zoom in to show them how crazy
Sandy,
this game looks.
Sandy,
Yeah.
do you remember the TV show 3-2-1 Contact?
Yes.
That's what that 2 reminds me of.
Yes, I agree. This game looks crazy. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever heard of it. That's kind of new to me as far as being a game. Agreed, Fixin' Time. Bush was reading the book upside down. Now it's right side up. I remember that because everybody made fun of him because they held it upside down and caught in that picture.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree too. Hi, Ramsey.
The
There's a
Biden
sing.
thing, the man can't even put together 2 sentences, let alone remember what happened when he was 20 years ago.
Biden, someone, there's rumors going around he could be in the early stages of dementia. I hope not, because that's such a horrible disease. Oh my God.
I'd say mid stage is the way he babbles, but
All right, I have a question on the screen. I do not remember the K's connecting. Do you guys remember the K's connecting in Skip-Bo?
I don't remember Skippo.
game I really played, yeah.
I played it in high school. My best friend really liked playing this game, so we'd play a lot. I don't remember the K's connecting. And it's merged. The K and the I and the S all merged. What's next? Oh, it's just another picture of the oh no.
Oh no.
It looks so weird.
I agree. And those numbers again remind me of that show.
I agree, but like that doesn't even look like a number
see.
5. That's so
Right?
weird.
Look at the
It's so
10.
weird. It does. It looks like a 10.
Look at the 10 on the table.
The 10 looks like an A.
Yeah.
Look at the 5 in his hand, though.
Oh, I
Look at
know.
the
It looks like
5.
a C. Looks like
Yeah.
the old copyright symbol, or at the end of that thing that they used to do at the end of 80 shows, that ending scene where the dude would throw the paper out of the typewriter, it would curl up.
Yeah.
What a weird game. I don't remember this at all. You know, it's weird. God.
It is weird, 100%.
You know, it's odd. We can remember little instances like those end of scenes from TV shows, like the little curl up paper, the dog went sit, Ubu sit. But we can't remember Berenstein Bears or Jiffy Peanut. But come on,
Don't move. Stay on that image. Sorry, I gotta interrupt her. She'll go to the next one. I want you to scroll to the bottom of it. Right there. She's wearing light colored sleeves in the costume as well. Right next to the cartoon with the blue. No, I'm saying the girl.
I know.
Acting as Snow White.
Right.
They have her in lighter sleeves. It's got sequins on it, but it's still lighter sleeves.
Right. It's our glitterer.
Yep.
Sign.
You can skip over this one. This is just too much. Oh no! I'm just showing that it's been around since 1980. Though.
Oh no! No!
Oh no! Oh no! It was not in my past. All right, so this is supposed to be the second image. Oh no, this is the right one. This is telling you that this is residue of the yellow submarine being all yellow.
What in the name of the queen?
What does the top say? Okay, so this it's saying it's supposed to be like an Easter egg in a movie, saying that in the movie The Kingsman, you can see the Beatles' yellow submarine, but currently the yellow submarine has a big, thick red line going through it.
Huh. We all live in the yellow submarine.
You are gonna get Curious or copyright striked.
Any creator gets 30 seconds of any material, period.
No, that's a myth. Any amount of seconds can now get you. We learned it the hard way on Scarab.
Yeah.
I've used that appeal.
They'll just go.
They've had to release stuff. Any creator gets 30 seconds of any material by copyright law.
All right, I have a question here. I don't know if this is a Mandela effect. I was unaware my entire life that Disneyland had a monorail system that goes through the park to the Disneyland Hotel. Has that always been there?
To me, it has. I've never been to the park, but I always remember that being a thing.
I know in Disney World, but I never knew Disneyland had a monorail.
Now, I couldn't tell you that specifically. Disney had a freaking monorail on. I couldn't tell you which one it had.
No.
It had a monorail.
World.
It had a monorail ride, but I don't know where it went to. If it went to a hotel.
That's what I'm asking. I'm asking people if Disneyland had a monorail. Specifically Disneyland. You remember it is a monorail, Curiouser?
Yes, at Disneyland, yeah.
I can't say
Disneyland.
That I can't.
I didn't know. That's why I threw it in here to ask, because for me, it was always Disney World. But Anna Walker said, yeah, in Disneyland in 1971. Okay, just want to check. There's 2 images of it. Because I was unaware my entire life. And I've been to Disney World about 20 times. So there's another image. But I've never been to Disneyland.
Yeah, I've been on the monorail at Disneyland.
See, I always thought that Disney World was unique to having the monorail, but I guess I was wrong.
The green.
All right, so Theresa found, this is more residue that Theresa found of the green light on top.
See, that got in the Mandela Effect to me, because again, all I remember ever seeing the green on top was Mr. Rogers, and that doesn't even exist any longer.
Yeah, a lot of people. Oh, this is residue of
Wednesday.
with no pins or whatever it is on her shirt. It's just black.
Oh, I couldn't even tell you.
No, she's got. Look at her now. She's got a full on white pattern on her shirt. Her shirt's black and white now. You don't have to look at her now, Curious. I'm just telling DarkWolf to go check her out when we're done.
Okay.
The next thing Theresa found, if you look at the name, it's a painting of Jif peanut butter, Jiffy canvas prints.
Mhm.
Scroll on down. Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty.
Jiffy.
I like that. Nice find. That's pretty.
Yep. It'd been prettier if they wrote Jiffy on the front.
Right. But it matches the color scheme, and it's from Jiffy Canvas Prints. I'll take it.
Yep.
Good find.
Good find, Theresa. Okay, finally we can get to the Mandela effects. Is Theresa going to come back so she can present her stuff? Theresa?
There she
You're
bees.
the chat, come back.
Curious, sir, you keep leaving me in the back room.
I'm sorry.
She was here.
I forgot. I shouldn't have.
I'm just watching the show in the backyard. I'm in the
Backstage.
backyard.
All right, Curious, we're going to start with the Speedy Mart because that's specific to
Okay.
Theresa's area.
That's freaking me out.
In the chat, if anyone has ever been to Las Vegas or lives near Las Vegas and knows this,
Near me.
and if you don't, it's okay because we got the residue. I'm going to ask the question: do you remember Speedy Mart with a Y or double E?
Looks so weird.
Teresa just
Anybody
loves
from
giving it away.
Vegas?
Or has been to Vegas and has seen these? They're at 76 gas stations.
Did they have them outside of Vegas, Sandy? Do you know? I'm curious.
No, this is specific. This is a local chain that is
Alright.
in 76 gas stations specific to Las Vegas and Henderson.
Oh, okay. I'm with you. But we might not have anybody from Las Vegas except me. But anybody
know,
who
that's
might
why
know
I'm-
this one.
But we have residue. I just want to ask, just in case someone does live
Okay.
near there, has visited
What do
there
you
recently.
remember?
Well, I don't remember anything. And the question is, what do you remember, Teresa? Teresa,
Why?
you remember the why. And that's all that really matters because I don't think anybody is from the
Yeah.
area. So, Curious,
This
can you
sucks.
please go to the residue?
Go ahead and
It is
park
current-
just 1 moment left.
Well, Teresa,
Well, if anybody ever
remembers
gets
the why.
a chance, come visit Vegas. You'll love it.
Yes. Currently, it's in EE. And right here on Paradise Road, the Speedy Mart with a Y.
Yep. Go Sandy. Sandy found all the residue. I was so proud of her.
Oh, thanks, Teresa.
I think I was currently looking for other residue, wasn't I? While you were doing that one, I was looking for other one,
Yeah.
different ME.
Yes, you are.
But I don't know which one I was looking for. I can't remember. Keep track of all this residue.
This one should be quick. We don't have a lot of this.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
Look at
Okay, so current reality is EE. When you Google Speedy
look at
Mart,
this.
the Google result is spelled with a Y. Even
Wow.
though
That
don't make no
it's EE
sense.
in the
Wow.
picture.
My goodness.
Even
Yeah.
Google's confused.
Even Google
Really?
got it wrong.
God, what is that? I mean, that's really abnormal to have two
It's
different
weird.
spellings.
I don't think the
It's-
AI is keeping up. I think it's missing a lot of stuff. I think it is.
Yeah.
Whoever's supposed to be cleaning up all this is doing a bad job.
Yeah, usually Google will have the current reality, so that's odd that we found it with a Y.
Very odd. Thank you, Sandy.
No
I
problem.
definitely want to post that one in the group and give you credit for everything. But thank you.
No problem. You're welcome.
Sure, I have some members from Vegas. I think I do.
I
Let's
think
see
you
if
do
they
too.
remember it.
You can ask Rich Vastanek. I was hoping
I
he'd
just
be
never
here
met him
tonight,
yet.
but he's not.
He's
Well,
been here
Rich
before.
Yeah.
You know that.
There's a Speedy Mart review.
Yeah, he might know this one.
Another Speedy Mart in Yelp.
Wow. That's in Yelp,
No.
Sandy.
No, we got a better one coming up.
You think Yelp would get it right? You know, Yelp even got it. Yep.
You would think that someone who worked at Speedy Mart would get it right too. Don't you think?
Yeah, you work there. Your paycheck.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. We're going to get to it Indeed soon.
Okay.
Here's another one, Speedy Mart in Las Vegas.
Wow. The top. Yep. Great find.
Okay, this is their
Mix and
Facebook
match.
page with a Y.
What?
This is their Facebook page. It says Speedy Mart with a Y.
Wow. That one really trips me out, though, Sandy, because I remember the Y. You know, riding the
I believe you.
bus, I go by a lot of the same ones a lot, you know.
Yeah. This is Village East Cleaners, and they have their address as behind the Speedy Mart. They're
Speedy
located
Mart.
behind Speedy Mart, and they don't know how to spell it.
And they'd see it every day going to work. It's not like, you know what I'm saying? Like I see Burger King every day, or I see Walmart every day. How do you not know where you're at? You know?
Yeah, this is an ad for the shopping center.
Repetition.
And if you can zoom into that green box, it says, you know, like you'll be in a shopping center with Speedy Mart.
There
If
you go.
Can't zoom in that far. It's okay.
Yeah. Wow.
Just for
Excellent
playing
residue.
devil's advocate, you have assured that they haven't done a rebranding of some type, correct?
Yes. I found images going back to the 70s. It was
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, DarkWolf's.
I just have to look at this from an objective point of view, you know what I mean?
It's okay. We're looking at Indeed.com right now.
I think he's just worried.
It says questions about Speedy Mart with a Y. It's off on the right. What is the work environment and culture like at Speedy Mart? It says Speedy Mart. But then if you go over to the left, April 6, 2017, Las Vegas, this is someone talking about their job at Speedy Mart with a Y.
So
and they work there.
This is pretty classic in me, honestly, where it shows one way and then the other on the same page, or people talking about it, but it doesn't. Yeah, things like that. That is classic in me.
Yep.
Why do you think that?
That I don't know. That I don't know, but I disagree with the AI theory on that, to be truthful with you.
So you don't think it's AI messing with it?
No, I don't, because I've studied AI, I've looked into AI, I've followed it for years in mechanics and robotics, and I'm telling you, AI can't even figure out a simple math problem at this point. It's not changing reality.
Wow.
Yeah, like when I say the word serious, Siri opens. All right, let's do Sherlock because I covered it on Mandela Monday. Let's get the older one out of the way.
Okay.
All right, guys, here's the question. I want you to tell me the quote that Sherlock Holmes has never said. First of all, this is an old ME that Sherlock Holmes was never said in the books.
Well, that's elementary, my dear Watson.
Wait, what did you say it was? Say it again.
That's elementary, my dear Watson.
Okay, you remember
so he started it different.
Yeah. What
Okay,
is the
so
famous line?
I was making
from
it
Sherlock
that's what we
Holmes?
were saying here. I said, well.
What do you remember the first word to be? Officially, the first word.
It's elementary, my dear Watson.
There you
Okay.
go. He
Now I'm
remembered.
asking the
There you
chat.
go.
Yeah, but Teresa, you're giving it away. I'm trying to ask the chat. What do they remember?
That's what
Guys,
I remember. Sorry.
Guys, what is the famous line from Sherlock Holmes to Watson? What's the first word of the line that you remember? It's okay. I want their honest answer. They may have a different word they remember. I want to know.
All right, be honest.
Guys, in
Andy,
the
you already
chat.
swayed me.
I know.
Give them a second. There's a little bit of a buffer zone there.
There is. It's okay if you don't remember. I prefer honest
David
answers.
Cook can't remember it. I appreciate the honesty. Like you were just saying. Anybody who says they can't remember, I appreciate that honesty.
Same.
Yep.
Jay Straw remembers it's as the first word.
No.
Can't remember
Well-
specifics. I concur with the aforementioned version, says Ramsey. Well stated, Ramsey.
Okay, True TNT remembers elementary as the first word.
Smith on our hands, yeah.
And that's funny, Sandy, because remember what happened to me the first time until you told me?
And you mean until I showed you
'Cause I think
Residue?
Yeah, I think because I had the update.
Yeah. Curiouser, what
then
do you
you
remember
change
as the
it.
first word?
It reminds me of an old joke.
Elementary. Elementary, my dear Watson.
Okay, so you're an elementary
You don't
person.
remember.
80
reminds-
coins, welcome. I didn't see you
Well,
I didn't see you sneak into the chat.
Reminds me of an old joke I used to tell. Watson asked Sherlock where he went to school. Sherlock says, elementary, my dear Watson.
That fits. Okay, Amy Coins remembers elementary. Anyone else? Easty Beastie, elementary, my dear Watson.
Sandy's all alone in this.
I'm not all alone.
Okay.
I got 3 people on my side.
All
4.
right.
4 people.
Me
All right,
too.
guys.
Don't forget
No,
me.
I'm not. You're part of the 4. It's me. It's you.
Yay,
Dark
I want to
Wolf,
be the first one, though.
Jay Straw. Wait, I'm the 4th person. All right. Well, anyway, I remember it's 1000%. Elementary, my dear Watson. Doesn't ring true with me, but that's what it is now. Currently, the quote that was never said is elementary, my dear Watson. But I remember it's elementary, my dear Watson. And so do a lot of people online.
It's
There's a
elementary.
lot of
maybe?
residue for it.
Yeah,
It's elementary.
that seems right to me.
It's a full sentence. That's why. Elementary isn't. It's elementary is.
Right.
Notice underneath it says this article is published more than 10 years ago. I just find it interesting that a lot of the residue we find is a long time ago. It's usually prior to 2012. Usually. Not always, but usually. It's elementary, my dear Watson.
I think you made a good case for that.
There's a lot more than this.
Interesting.
There is so much for this.
A crime scene investigation with a technological twist. I like the telephone booth. Totally a Doctor Who reference there.
Yes.
Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
Yes. There's residue everywhere. from teachers, from scientists.
So that's missing the it's right there.
Yeah, that was current. That's why it's circled in red. I show current reality as well. When it's in red, it's usually wrong.
Gotcha.
Like for me, it's wrong.
This is elementary, my dear Watson.
See, that's the thing. I'm on a delay as well. So if you see it first, feel free to read it because I can't see it. I just saw it now. I'm on the delay with the chat. See, and again, I'm taking note that it's 2014. Older Residue.
I also remember Jiffy Peanut Butter Starscream's Ghost. I also remember
Theresa,
Starscream, but I think he still exists.
Theresa, we loved your peanut butter painting residue. Were you in the backstage when we were discussing it?
Yes, I saw that. Did you like the color? Is that the colors the way you remembered it, Dark Wolf? Then, same way.
I'm sorry, colors of what?
Of the painting for Jiffy. The colors. Is that the way you remember them?
We weren't even paying attention to the colors. We were just paying attention to the fact that it was a jar of just peanut butter.
Now,
everybody remembers.
What about the Kit Kat with the dash?
But I'm not sure if the color scheme was like 100% spot on, but it matched what, generally speaking, it had the color scheme that matched what, it should have been.
Yes, and then it said Jiffy, which, of course, is the peanut butter. And I thought that was really good residue. I was excited about that one.
Yeah, that was
the one I haven't. Okay, yeah, I haven't posted that one in the group yet. Sandy makes me save all my good residue for the show.
I do.
Right, Sandy?
You can post it after, yes.
True TNT,
and I want to post it first.
True TNT, I agree, but also Stephen Moffat wrote Sherlock, so that's not saying a lot. You're talking about the same guy that wrote amazing stories in Doctor Who till he became the front runner and forgot how to write stories. So, just saying.
All right, so I don't know if this is a Mandela effect again. We're going to go to, there's two things that I'm running by you that have changed for me, but I can't call them a Mandela because I don't know what other people think. So we're going to start with the Hindenburg. Can you find the Hindenburg folder, please? It's up top. You passed it.
The Hindenburg.
Sandy.
Yes, Theresa. Yes, Theresa.
One of the older effects was a lot of people. I don't know if it was just myself. Remember everyone dying on the Hindenburg because it burned up, but now they're saying that 65 people survived. I mean, I wanted to ask what Dark Wolf Den remembers about the Hindenburg.
Let's ask the question first because it's on the screen. Guys, what symbols were on the Hindenburg? Were visible on the Hindenburg? I want A, B, C, or D as your answer. A, just the Hindenburg name. B, the name and the Olympic rings. C, the name and the Nazi swastika. Or D, all of the above. A, B, C, or D. What was visible on the Hindenburg?
Well, I'll tell you right now, I have to resign myself because I have no idea to begin with.
That's okay.
You didn't study this one in school?
If I did, it was so long ago, I couldn't tell you. Like, it wasn't one of those things that really was a thing that stuck out to me. I can't.
It can't be as long as me. Remember, I'm older than you. So.
All
Right.
right,
So, yeah, it's not something that I ever committed to memory if I did study it. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
I see.
Okay, well, I am going to, I'm going to read the chat in a second. But first, Curious and Theresa, what do you remember? A, B, C, or D?
A.
A. What about you, Theresa?
A.
Okay.
A. I don't remember any of the other things on it.
Now, if I had to guess, and this is only a guess because, again, I don't know, I would have said C. That would only been a guess.
And guys, it might. I
Oh.
just want to say it might be Hindenburg with an E. I may have just typed that by accident, or it could have been actually spell check. Because
Sandy?
I think it is E. Yeah.
Excuse me. I know somewhere where there might or might not be residue. You remember that? Remember that show called Fringe?
Yep.
Fringe.
Yeah.
You remember the parallel?
Yeah.
Didn't they on Fringe towards the middle of the
They still had
seasons?
the blimps. I'm not sure if they had the Hindenburg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know what
I don't think
the blimp
it
looked
wasn't
like
the
on
Hindenburg.
Fringe.
That was an alternate reality where they used them for transportation. It wasn't the Hindenburg.
Right, but I want to see if any of them were the Hindenburg. They weren't?
No, they weren't. No, it was the future. No.
Oh, okay. Okay,
It
my
was
bad.
just-
Sorry.
where they took the
It's
idea that was presented in New York back in early days and went forward with it, where in this reality they never did go forward with that because of accidents.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
I love
All right,
that
really
show.
quick in
Friend.
the chat. First off, True TNT says, Theresa, we love your red hair, by the way. Okay, and
It's
then we
back
have
again.
okay, guys. Guardian Matrix says C. Michael
Thank you.
Fontaine says C. Jay Straw says C. Anybody else? A, B, C, or D?
Yep, I love my red hair too.
I got 3 votes for C and 3 votes for A over here. Anyone else?
All right.
All right, I'm gonna give an A to Starscream.
Oh wow!
Oh, not an A. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That's not what I meant. A C to Starscream. All right, guys.
again,
For me,
without knowing, I guessed.
well, yeah, because you were guessing. That's why I didn't include you in the votes. I remember A. I do not remember the swastikas. I thought they would have covered them up over the U.S., but I hate to tell you guys, it's D, all of the above.
All the
The
above.
Olympic rings were on the side.
Huh.
So the answer is D, all of the above.
Interesting.
The Hindenburg was featured in the 1934 Olympics in Germany, and when it came to the United States, it was still on the Hindenburg.
That makes sense.
Except I don't ever remember seeing the Olympic rings or the swastikas.
No.
And notice in this image, we had the Olympic rings, and there's no swastikas on the back.
Right.
Okay, this is a residue for me because there's no markings whatsoever. I mean, it's a drawing, but still.
Right.
They're drawing it the way I remember.
Interesting.
Now,
And
this
of course,
drawing
the
doesn't have
drawing
the ring.
usually holds
Huh?
residue. Usually, the drawings in personal creatives holds the residue.
Yes. So this is a book on the Hindenburg, and you can see the rings and the Nazi symbol on the back.
What an impractical form of transportation. Isn't that the truth?
Yeah. Yes, it was German, but in the United States, I would feel before they fly it over New York City, they would cover the symbols up.
Right.
It's not the German flag. It was the Nazi flag.
But different era, too.
And it shows you Lakehurst, New Jersey at the bottom, and it's showing you the rings. I just wanted to, on the previous image, I just wanted to point out so people can't say, well, those are images from Germany. You know, this is an image from New Jersey. And for someone who doesn't remember the swastikas, seeing it exploding with the swastikas is totally wrong for me.
Yeah, it was
And this
before
is
World War II. So, yeah, it was a different time back then.
This is actually the 1934 Olympics image. So I'm just showing you. This is where the Olympic symbol first showed up. It's an image of Lakehurst, New Jersey. Those rings bug me the most. I don't remember the rings.
Right. Again, I didn't study it or really condemn it to memory, so I couldn't have told you either way.
I don't know. Maybe it's because in my past, we didn't have such detailed images of the Hindenburg.
And again, they bring the point, we weren't involved with the war with the Germans at the time, so it wasn't seen as that negative of a symbol at that time. It's only in our time that we look back and see it as that.
That's true. But see, they're very prominent, and I have never seen them there before. This is it flying over New York City. Oh, we're already on a different image.
God, I don't remember that at all.
I don't either. No, it's a green box because the rings are not in this image. This is a recreation of painting. You're already on the next image. By the time you're moving a little too fast.
Well,
on a delay.
Okay, yeah, because we've only got so much time left. Is all.
Yeah. Now this
Yeah,
is
we've hit
interesting.
3 hours already.
Yeah, we're gonna have
we're gonna
this up
save
a little
some
bit,
stuff.
but I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll slow down.
It's just
No,
like I can't talk. Yeah, I'm talking about the image that you already went past. That's the problem.
Okay, now which one?
Well, you've seen enough. We can move on to the next subject. It's okay. We can go to. You can leave this folder and go somewhere else. It's just the same stuff over and over again.
All right.
The point's been made by multiple sources. I'll give it that. The case has been made. And well defined at that. I'll give it to you.
Yeah. All right. So another one, the Challenger. It's go back up. It's to the right of the Hindenburg. Speedy Mart. Again, don't know if this is the Mandela Effect, but for me, it 100% is a change in history for me. So, the question. How were the astronauts aboard the Challenger killed? You're showing the answer. From the shuttle explosion. You're answering 1, 2, 3, or 4. From the shuttle explosion, from asphyxiation, 3 is from drowning, 4 is from burns, or 5, a combination of 2 through 4. Guys? 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the chat. Curiouser, DarkWolf, Theresa, what do you remember? How did the astronauts die? From the shuttle exploding, number 1. Number 2, from asphyxiation. Number 3, from drowning.
The shuttle
burns,
explosion.
Or 5.
Number 1.
So you're number 1. What about you, DarkWolf?
I concur, number 1.
Number 1. In the chat, we have David. Guardian Matrix says 2. David Cook says 1. Hannah Walker says 1. Rich Vasanik's here. He says 1. Hey, Rich, we needed you for Speedy Mart. But you're gone. You weren't here then. Maybe rewind and check it out later. Let's see. Bubbles says 1. Anyone else? 86. We're talking about 86 Starscream. Jay Straw says 3. It's okay, Rich. It's just that was a Las Vegas specific question, so you may have a say in it. That's all. because you've been to Las Vegas. All right, guys, I'm going to tell you my whole life, True TNT says 1. My whole life, I was led to believe that they died from the explosion. And this here says it's likely that the Challenger crew survived that explosion and lost consciousness on their way down to the Atlantic and died from asphyxiation. In this reality, 2 years after the explosion, it was discovered that NASA did a cover-up and that they did survive the explosion and died from asphyxiation from cabin pressurization or depressurization on their way down to the Atlantic Ocean. When I talked to Dan about this, he said he knew that he always knew that they died from asphyxiation, and that, you know, we just didn't hear about it back then. But I'm sorry, my whole life they died from the explosion itself. They did not survive 2 minutes and 45 seconds down to the ocean.
I agree.
So I think this is a change in time in the timeline for me.
Yeah. Wow.
And it looks like most of you remember it the way I do. So I think it is a Mandela. And then the next image is showing the next image is saying that what killed the Challenger astronauts, exploding 73 seconds, it killing all. It's saying the explosion killed them. And that's in 2016. Yet, according to this timeline, in 1988, we discovered that NASA covered it up and they died from asphyxiation. So this is actually residue in Google, because it's dated 2016 and it's still showing my old timeline.
Wow. It's weird.
All right. It is weird. All right, let's go back out. I didn't even see the folders. All right, Herbie.
Cinderella.
Are you going to do Cinderella next? Go ahead.
Sure.
This isn't mine. Okay, this comes from Adam Gardner in the Facebook group. Spell bippity boppity boo. Spell bippity boppity. How do you spell it? Well, now that you've seen all the residue. But be honest and spell it the way you would have spelled it if you didn't see the residue.
Personally, I agree with Current.
What is the current?
With
do you remember?
With the residue that just showed.
That's not current reality.
Okay. The bippity boppity I PPIT OPPIT.
You remember peas. Theresa, what do you remember?
Which one?
Bippity boppity boo. How do you spell bippity boppity? With a B or a D or a P?
The P.
How about you, Curious, sir?
Peas. Peas. What do you remember?
Peas, yeah.
All right, in the chat, we have
Yeah.
Hannah Walker. Hannah Walker says peas. David Cook says B as in boy. Hannah Walker says P as in pop. David Cook says I don't have a clue.
Jay Straw says peas. Starscream says B as in boy.
Fix and Time says BIP. So they're saying P.
They got the PP to PP to PPP.
True TNT says, Curious, sir, sounds like you're coming down with a cold. Curious, sir, had a cold for 2 months.
I'm okay, thank you.
Guardian Matrix says P. So, again, thank you to Adam Gardner. Current reality is B. Bibbidi, bobbidi, boo. We all remember a P. Let's get to that residue, except for a few people.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
This is a book by Marin Smith. That's probably the
Yeah,
name
that
down
looks
there.
right. I would have thought the bibbity with one P. No, never mind. No, that looks right. All right.
I mean, I just go through these fast. There's a lot of them, and they all say the same stuff.
Don't forget the lime. Fixing time.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Hannah. It is definitely Bibbidi with a B now. I know. We all remember Bibbidi Boppity Boo. There's even a, Teresa, what is it, a boutique or a cafe? You want to tell them how that changed on us? Teresa?
Uh-huh.
Please tell me she's not.
The peas.
No, remember
I'm
when we
here.
found the boutique in Disney?
Yes.
You want to tell them how it changed on us?
We were looking at the boutique, and we were looking at the pictures, and we saw the peas. We went back a few minutes later, and it changed to bees. Where the two peas were, and we both freaked out. Like,
Yeah.
literally.
It's in
I think this is
downtown
the residue
Disney.
also for the Snow White, Sandy. I think I sent you Snow White residue.
No, she's got blue sleeves here.
No, but I think I did. I thought I sent it to you.
There might be. I already showed your Snow White residue of the. I already showed Snow White.
No, this
White
was a new
residue that you
picture.
sent me. Okay.
Oh, okay. But it was weird how fast it changed. I mean, I was like, what the heck?
Curious, I don't need to explain any of these. You can go faster on these. It's okay.
All right.
These are usually these are going to be
see?
self-explanatory.
Bippity, Bissy.
Yeah. Like it's everywhere.
Why
Yeah.
the bat? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, if you listen to
Okay.
it, I just had it pulled up on YouTube. Of course, we can't play it, but just
Copyright.
listening to it, it sounds like she's saying bippity boppity. Like you really listen, you can hear the P still. I swear it. The P P
I
P
believe you.
P P P P P.
Yep.
Yet in Disney it's a B now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Rich, I think center with an R-E is how the British spell it. I had to cut off the bottom word on the t-shirt, guys. That's why it says I'm just a bippity boppity. It's amazing how much residue there is for this.
A lot. Too much, actually. Why is it some things there's a lot more residue than others, you know?
I don't know, but the best is going to be when we get to that downtown Disney store.
There's the
All right,
correct
this is
Disney
on-
one with the black collar.
Yeah.
That one's funny.
Yeah, thanks to Jeanette Hunter for posting that in the group. Totally unrelated. That's not why she posted it. All right, right here. See how it's highlighted? Downtown Disney, the purple one. Go back a second. At the top, it says Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, right? But at the top, it says Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique Downtown Disney.
Wow.
Again, classic Emmy.
Yep. I mean, now that we've seen the Downtown Disney one, this is Bibbidi Boppity Boo Cleaning.
Can I just say, I remember the, excuse me, Cinderella. God, I'm sorry. Cinderella's neck thing being white.
You do?
Really?
Yeah,
I remember blue.
Wow.
I remember
I remember
white.
black.
I remember
Ask the
not
chat.
paying
What color do you
attention.
remember her?
What do you say, Chad? What color do you remember her neckband?
Yeah.
I remember
I
white.
also
Or
remember-
their like choker.
I
I think
also
it's a
remember the-
choker.
I remember
Yeah,
her gloves white and her collar white.
I would actually
I
agree
remember-
with that.
I remember her dress being blue like this, but in the movie, it's white now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I'm not talking about the wedding dress. I'm talking about the dress she wore to the ball is white now.
Yep.
Yet everything still is blue on it. It's weird.
Bippity boppity boo.
Mention my dude, but
Yeah, don't.
I used to.
You can't even sing anymore. They copyright you.
oh, it's
That's
horrible.
crazy.
I know.
Use of jewelry.
Yeah.
All right,
Tons.
Sandy.
Fun.
Would you be able to save some for next time? I don't know.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
just do one
I'm
more
about ready
because
to cut
What?
it out myself.
Huh?
I'm about ready to
just
call
wanna
it a night myself.
all right, I just
Me
want to
too.
do
I'm
one more.
dozing.
I want to do the Herbie one really quick.
Okay.
Herbie.
Yeah, it's shorter. It's not really long.
First, you have to
All
ask
right,
them how they
guys.
remember it.
Yeah, click on the graphic quickly, please. All right, guys. A, B, or C? Herbie the Love Bug. Which 53 stripe pattern do you remember? Do you remember the stripe to the left of the 53, to the right of the 53, or in the center?
Herbie,
Left
Herbie
of
the Love
53,
Bug.
center, or right? A, B, or C?
So I'm gonna say I'm torn between B and C, but I'm gonna go with B.
Okay. What about you, Curiouser?
I don't remember this one. Sorry.
I love
Okay,
Herbie.
Teresa. Teresa, what about you?
B.
You remember B. Michael Fontaine and True TNT are saying C. Starscream goes A, but I'm told B. Interesting. Well, don't worry, Rich. I have some residue of that yellow card for you.
Dean and Fix in Time are discussing whether God or Microsoft developed the Xbox, so we'll go ahead and ignore that conversation.
Okay. David Cook says B. Guardian Matrix says C. Anyone else want to chime in?
Ching ching. No, I don't know.
It's okay. Fix in Time B 1000%. Bubbles
Double
B.
bubble B.
All right. Well, I remember B, and currently it is C.
What?
It's C.
Yep, it changed.
And here's some residue of B. And Rich, like I said, I'm gonna have yellow for you in a minute.
Because I thought it split down the middle when the car split in the second movie, right down the middle of the car. Remember?
I'm with you. Yes, 100%. Yes, I'm with you. 100%. This is a complete Mandela for me. It was straight down the middle for me. Here's a yellow car for you, Rich. I got more too. Don't worry. And it's right down the. Well, this one's actually a little more to the left, but I remember it's still more to the middle for me. Someone has a tattoo right down the
Anna
middle.
Walker he invented the internet in his world, not the Xbox.
Wait, okay, look at this one, guys. Guys, check it out. They drew the logo with the line in the middle, but the car has it to the right.
Wow.
It's got both ways here.
Classical, as you say, Dark Wolf. Then classical.
Yep.
Classic.
Classic. Oh, classic. Okay, classic.
Classic Emmy. That's classic.
Same
Classic.
here. The stripes are down the middle, but the car shows it to the right.
That does look odd to
Crazy.
me, seeing it like that. That looks off.
Mm-hmm.
Looks
Wow.
weird.
It was always straight down and never kicked to the side like that. That's weird.
I know. Sandy, didn't you find that one? That Emmy?
I did, yeah.
That Sandy. That was a yeah. Sandy found that one. That was an awesome one.
Here's another yellow car for Rich with the stripe down the middle.
Oh, he remembers yellow.
Yeah. I kind of remember a
Really?
cream color, not yellow, but cream. Yeah.
I think they did a
remember like
version
an
of one
off-white.
of the 3 movies where he like had a cream paint color at one point. They did do a multitude of movies, remember. It wasn't just the one movie they did.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
Here's
true.
another cream. Here's another tattoo. They're
I
all
could
getting
be wrong
tattooed
about that.
wrong.
Understand, that's an assumption I'm making. I'm not talking solid fact. I could be wrong on that.
Mm-hmm.
But they
There's
did
a
do
definite
multiple
yellow
movies.
one for Rich. Definitely down the center, definitely yellow.
Yeah, so when he's in the El Dorado race, it's more of a creamy color opposed to the original movie where it was more of a white.
Here's another
what color
one.
is the
Here's
Lindsay
another
Lohan
one
one?
where the stripe, and now we're gone. Go back, please. Here's another one where the stripe's straight down the middle, but it's showing the car off to the right side. And here's the actual cream color car that from the movie on the second image.
Gotcha. Yeah,
So-
there it is.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
So there were 2 different color schemes used, I believe, within the movies, the cream and the white.
But there is definitely yellow residue for Rich if he remembers yellow.
I would dare call the yellow the cream color. I could be wrong. He may remember like bright yellow, submarine yellow. I don't know. I'm assuming.
Now this one isn't dead center, but it's also not off to the right because it's underneath the 5. The stripe currently is only under the 3. That's the current reality car right there.
That's so weird. That is just weird.
All right.
Yeah, not my reality. Thank you, True TNT.
Well,
right,
thank you,
guys.
ladies, for the wonderful residue hunt you've done. With all those.
All right. Yes.
Thank you for
Thanks
coming
being
on.
the show.
We really enjoyed having you, Dark Wolf. Thank you
Yes.
for coming on the show.
Thanks
Yes,
for
thank
being
you.
here.
It was
It is
awesome.
It has been my absolute pleasure, ladies. Thank you so very much for having me
All
on.
right.
I really appreciate it. And I look forward to coming back sometime later.
And you're welcome back.
Definitely,
All
we
right.
definitely want
You're
you
always
back
welcome.
again. Yes.
And we will be having a lot of announcements coming up. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that I cannot talk about just yet, but I can tell you guys we've got some, absolutely gargantuan things going on for this community. So definitely check out MandelaEffectConference.com. Stay up to date with the conference stuff. Always know what's going on. And like I said, so many surprises in the works, guys. So stay tuned.
Dark Wolf, one thing. Feel free to post anything regarding the conferences and anything else related to it in my group, okay?
I very much
Feel free.
appreciate it.
Post away.
That means a lot to me. I very much appreciate that.
Yes, and just make sure you. Oh, of course, you don't need to tag me because I see everything. But if you want to tag Sandy and Chris, Curiouser, you know where. Who?
Definitely. Yeah, like I said,
Feel free.
so much coming up, guys. It's
All right.
when I say something, it's going to be amazing. So thank you, Curious. I
Yes.
appreciate you having
Oh,
me
you're
on.
welcome. Yes,
No
I
problem.
look forward to you posting it in there.
All
Have a
right,
good night.
guys. Have a great night. Thank
All
you for
right,
being
everyone.
here.
Yes. It's been a great
Good night,
show.
everyone.
Thank
True
you.
TNT
Awesome show.
Thank you. Thank you. I will. All right, everyone. You all have a good night. And it's been
Good
great.
night.
We'll see you next time then.
Good night.
All right. Good night.
Bye-bye.